All right, stream is starting, guys. There we go. All right, stream should be live. Hopefully, I can hear everybody.
You want us to do a test?
I was gonna say, you want a 1, 2, 3 test?
Sure.
1, 2, 3 test.
If you're showing up.
Hello.
Hi.
I'd hope I'm showing up. This ring light is fucking blinding.
All right, cool. All right, it looks like everything's going up just fine. There's one
You want
list.
to drop that?
There's two lists.
You want to drop that link into the YouTube chat? So
Which one? The
people can
tabletop
see.
score one?
Yeah.
Oh, it tells me it is 37 characters too long.
Oh no.
We're doomed.
Is there a way to get a shorter link? Sure there is, but
Where's the actual stream?
It's on
it's on
the
YouTube.
Outlanders YouTube. Outlanders Gaming is what it's called.
Yep, I found it.
You mean you're not following us, Matt? You didn't get a notification?
I am subscribed, but I don't get notifications from YouTube because I would lose my mind.
Yes, I had to turn those off myself. Alrighty, it's 8 o'clock. Adam, you got any spiel you want to go through since our TO isn't here?
Yeah, I do got a couple things since we got quite a few new players this year that may not be as familiar as some of the veterans on what to expect from Bugeater. Just want to make sure everybody is on the same page. So just general schedule. Friday, we have some open gaming. So typically during the day, the school opens at 10. There's going to be games of Firefight, maybe some Armada, possibly Halo. What if you're in town Friday during the day, want to get some games in, want to bring some of your own, go ahead, join us up at the school. There's going to be open tables, open space, and there will be people looking for stuff to play. Friday evening, though, starting at 6 o'clock, it's our speed event. So from 6 o'clock to a little bit after 8 o'clock, we're going to get in 3 games of Kings of War. It's going to be great. The rule pack for that, I'll send it to Billy, see if he can post it, but it's probably too long of a message as well. But it's 1,200 points. You're playing on a 4x4 table, and you play 3 games. You start first game, you have 20 minutes. Second game, you have 15, and third game, you have 10 minutes on your clock. So it's going to be quick. We're going to get through it. There's 2 awards. You either are the top winner, or you have the most time left on your clock, cumulative from all 3 games. So you either, just get tabled and clock out quick, or you win some games. Typically, it's a pretty good turnout. We've had 12 to 16 players each of the past 3 years, so expect good turnout for that. Again, be there by 6 o'clock at the school if you want to play in that. Otherwise, after that, Friday evening hangouts usually at my house. So anybody in town, just message me. We usually play board games and just hang out, drink, and whatnot. Saturday evening is at Billy's house for the barbecue. You've already paid for it. The food is free. Bring your own alcohol and drinks. We'll get everybody the address for that as the weekend gets closer. And then Sunday, I do want to call out in the schedule. We don't actually have a full lunch scheduled for people driving in and getting flights out. We shorten our day on Sunday by kind of skipping some lunch. Lunch will be there. It will be provided, but don't expect to have a full half hour. It'll be a quick 10, 15-minute break is all. And there's probably going to be some pizza there or leftovers from the barbecue as well. So just grab a quick bite to eat, and we're going to get straight into a second game to get you guys in there, in and out. And then for those that haven't looked at the rule pack, there is a Titan, a special character. So please look at that. Be prepared. You have to pick your choices for your Titan for game one, and then you stick with those for the whole of the event. So we won't have Titan stats or choices for you tonight. And then also in the very last pages of the rule pack, there are 2 unique scenario deployments. So make sure you're familiar that we are going to play a couple of odd deployments, and a scenario is attached to that. So you're guaranteed to play that scenario on that deployment. And then the only other thing is Bugeater as a whole is kind of like a small convention. So there's going to be 40K, there's AOS, there's MCP there. So there's several other game systems being played. There's an event-wide paint competition, and everybody that's playing is allowed to submit one model for one of the painting competitions called the Golden Gobbo. There's 3 different categories: fantasy, sci-fi, and historical. And then there's like 3 subcategories for each one. So like unit, individual model, or monster / vehicle / titan, stuff like that. It would have to be something you're not using in your army to submit for that. So if you want to bring something that you've painted well and want to submit it, please do. And I think that's everything. Billy, Jason, Matt, anything you guys can think of?
Did I see that there's some construction going on, that there's going to be a different entrance this year?
Yes, good call. So the main entrance is under construction. So there, the north side of the building is where you'll come in on. There's going to be a map posted from on Facebook, and I'll make sure people can see that. But it's pretty simple. If you park in the parking lot looking at the school, the entrance is going to be on the far right side of the school.
So closer to our gym.
Yeah, it's actually less of a walk for us overall. So, but yeah, that's what I have. So sorry for my spiel. Let's get to some lists.
Alrighty. Well, thank you guys all for coming. Yeah, we know that, Mark. All right, we have 42 people?
44.
44. Ooh. 44 people in the tournament this year, so we'll be going through all those tonight. Hopefully we can knock it out before midnight.
We got some quick analytical people here. Just name who's going to win. Go on to the next one.
All right, well, can we just skip table 1 then?
Sure.
All right, well, table 1's going to be Adam Ballard versus Jared Holcomb. Adam is playing Night Stalkers and Jared's playing EOD. Adam, would you like to read your own list?
Yeah, I guess I could do that. All right, so I got my Night Stalkers, a slight variation on what I've been playing, but I started off with a regiment and 3 hordes of scarecrows, 3 troops of tormentors, 3 regiments of soul flares, 1 with J boots, Blood of the Old King, and Helm of the Drunken Ram, 2 mind screeches with lightning bolts, Portal of Despair, 2 Butcher Flesh Rippers, and 2 Dread Fiends, 1 with Trickster's Wand, the other with Blade of Slashing. Yeah, and even though we don't have to, I've already decided my Titan. I'm going themed with the army. It's going to be stealthy. It's going to have Wind Blast 6. And I'm going to go extra rampaging. So Rampage 3d6 as well, because it sounds fun.
All right, well, I hope you wrote that down, Jared, so he doesn't change it.
Jared, hold me to it.
All right, who would like Jared's EOD?
I can read Jared's.
All right.
He's got a horde of skeleton warriors, 2 revenant regiments, 2 enslaved guardian hordes, 1 with the fire oil, a regiment of scavengers, the soul snare, a reanimated behemoth, 2 bone giants, both with the giant cleaver, Monolith, as you do, Sebek Ray, and then the Idol Shobik for 13 drops and 24 unit strength.
This man is going giant hunting.
Mm-hmm.
Is an extra.
It's not a
battle
bad
point.
choice.
It is an extra battle point.
That's true.
All right. Well, I can't not vote for Adam. Jared played Goblins at one point in time, so he's dead to me.
I played Goblins once.
I'm going to vote on Adam, except I'm going to bet that Adam loses his Titan.
Just to prove Ray wrong, I'm going to hide it in the back of the board.
It's gonna sit back in the corner.
And now
the
he'll
whole time.
never use it. My quick and dirty is that it's EOD and there's a lot of scarecrows, and scarecrows are not what you want to see as EOD, because EOD just struggles with getting through big chunks of nerve, and the enslaved guardians are the only real threat, and once those are gone, the rest of the list, I think Adam just jumps all over. So yeah, I think it goes to Adam.
He's only got what, Wind Blast 31, 21?
Yeah, so if the enslaved guardians make it to combat, right?
Right.
Like,
Yeah, I hate Adam, but I hate Adam's list even more, so I'm going to go Adam.
I'll have Wind Blast 33.
All right. Moving on to table 2. We have Chris Bellows versus Shannon Shoemaker. Who would like to take Chris and who'd like Shannon?
Well, I'll take Chris because it feels kindred. Abyssal Forces of Abyss, 2 regiments Abyssal Guard, 2 regiments Flame Bearers, 2 troops of Gargoyles, 2 regiments of Abyssal Horsemen, 1 with Boots of Striding, 2 Berserker Apostates, Abyssal Warlock with Bane Chant and Hex, Zuzu the Betrayer, and the Formation, which all have Sacrificial Imps. So a balanced Forces of Abyss list.
And that Sacred Horn on the Nagiri.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
pretty sure it's Nagari. Nagiri is the joke thing we did.
It's whatever people say it is.
That's also fair. Yeah, pronounce it how you want to. Shannon here, I assume. Yeah, he's even got his name on it. Is running his goblins, and I assume, the spiders are coming back. So it's 3 rabble regiments, 3 chariot legions. So those are going to be Arachnaroks, I imagine. 1 has Jesse's Boots of Striding, 1 has Brew of Haste, the 3rd is Naked. 3 giants, 2 with cleavers, 1 does have a club. So he's not completely dedicated to just killing the other giants. 3 troll bruisers, 1 with Mace of Crushing, 1 with Blade of Slashing, 1 with Saying Stone. Don't like that on a 12-15. Cuzlo and Madfall. Is that the one that... Yeah, Ravenous Lizard. I was like, that's the extra -1. King on Chariot. King on Chariot. I do like Kings on Chariots. And that's it. Coming in for 15 drops and 30 unit strength, because even when they're not trying, they still hit 30.
It's a good thing Travis isn't here.
Legions of Chariots are unit strength 4.
Yeah, Jesus, they are. This one's more interesting than your matchup, that's for sure. Just saying.
Thanks.
I mean, the Abyss is going to close the distance fast. They've got the speed. But they can't go too crazy because the chariots are faster than they are in some cases, or at least as fast. And they'll still hit something.
Kings on Chariot are fast too.
Yeah, well, but there's hitting on 4s on 7 attacks is so rough.
For 130 points, I'd take them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for what they are, I mean, it's more the shooting attacks. 7 shooting attacks on 4 is very nice. And steady aim.
I have a feeling the shooting's not going to do much this matchup.
Well, the turn that he's going to get to use it most of the Abyss army is going to be defense 6, so it's going to be plink damage at best. If anything, I might just ignore that and either spend the turn getting better positional play or shoot the things that he can't pop the defense on. He can do flame bearers, he can do the guard, or he can shoot over and just shoot the Nagiri.
I'm
Damn
going
it,
to
now you
bet
got
on
me to say it.
because I like the king. I hate the kings on chariots. Travis taught me to hate them a lot at Masters, and Shannon plays this list, plays this well, and everyone looked at it at Crossroads and was like, "What's it going to do?" And he just pounds face.
Yeah, I think Shannon is 9-1 for his last 2 years of Crossroads playing this exact list.
Is
And
that
the one game he lost, he said, "Oh yeah, I could have won that game if I just would have actually moved my unit in the dominate circle."
I mean, is that the list or is that Shannon though?
It's both because he played my Night Stalkers poorly at Adepticon, so
Not as familiar with Chris as I am Shannon, so I don't know if
Chris-
that's
Chris is he's not new. He played 40K, Warhammer Fantasy, all that kind of stuff, and been playing King's War with us. He just doesn't travel a whole lot,
gotcha.
but he's knows his way around wargaming. Fairly good at the
Okay.
game and all that good stuff. Like he's not a slouch. I'll put it that way.
he
The,
plays
the
with
worst
them
part
on
is that I'm going to
UD.
have played him before and just not recognize the name. And just be
Probably-
like, oh no!
You'll see him and be like, "Oh hey!" Like, no,
Yeah,
he's
it's going to be that
been
kind
around.
of situation.
He's been around for a while.
You've interacted with him on Facebook. I know that for sure.
I mean, that means literally nothing to me. Just say. Cool. I want to give it to Shannon. I do think it will be exceptionally close if Chris plays this well, because he can close that door, and when he closes it, it's going to hurt. So I think it depends on how well Shannon can prep a trap, because he does have the shooting to force the door close, right? Like you just ignore the firebolts and the flame bearers for the most part here.
I'm giving it to Shannon because the only thing better than 3 giants is 4, so he's already won in my heart.
Yeah, 3 giants ain't no slouch either, and they will do well against the berserkers.
Anybody else?
And they'll do well against the cavalry because they got rampage too. I bet
I
he's
thought those were
taking
berserker.
rampage.
I didn't realize he didn't take berserker hordes. He just took the formation, so it's just 2 regiments. I definitely think Shannon has it. I take it back.
Yeah, I'll go with Shannon.
All right, 2 sweeps to start.
All right, table 3, we got Chris Sigler and
Sigler is coming.
Patrick. I'm not even going to attempt to say that last name. We all know who Patrick is.
Brindleson.
Brindleson.
That's not what it looks like, but yes. Oh, I just need the crap in my computer. All right, Chris is playing elves, and Patrick is playing orcs. Adam, will you take Chris, and JC, you take Patrick?
Perfect.
Sure.
Go ahead, Adam.
All right, for elves, Papa Sigler's got a horde of palace guard. He's got 3 regiments of glade stalkers. He has a horde of sea guard. He has 3 troops of Silver Breeze Cav, 2 hordes of Dracons, one with J boots, one with slashing, 2 nobles on War Chariot, and Argus. 13 drops, 26 unit strength.
Patrick has got 4 troops of Moraxes, 2 regiments of Long Axe, both with the Orcish Skull Pole, and another horde with the Brew of Sharpness. Ouch. 3 regiments of Great Axes, all with Orcish Skull Poles, 2 War Drums, both with the Dread upgrade, a Flagger with the Loot, giving it Bane Chant 2, 2 God Speakers, both with Bane Chant 2 and Drain Life 4, a Morax Man Splitter, which gives all the Moraxes Thunder 1 on top of their Crush 1, and then Gakamak for 17 drops and 25 unit strength.
So I play orcs when I'm going out to have fun and just enjoy myself at a tournament. And this is not the list that you want to see as an orc player. As an orc player, elves and elf shooting, and I was trying to calculate how many shots this army has, but it's like 75 plus, 80-ish. So you're looking at an elf list with about around 80 shots, and you don't have a lot of wound regeneration or speed to go forth and stop the shooting. So Patrick, I applaud you for taking orcs and kindred spirit, but I have to bet with Chris because I don't want to face this army if I'm playing orcs.
I'm betting Gakamak goes off and kills like 3 units by himself and wins the game because of it.
You never know. Is the Morax 1 extra thunder? No, it's Thunderous Charge, not extra Wild Charge. So you're just capped at Wild Charge 3 and Speed 5.
Yep.
Yeah, this is the actual issue I think orcs have as a list, is that they're slow, and the stuff that's not slow isn't great. Their chariots are good, but that's about it. And I do think Morax are really good. I just think that they don't want to see Silver Breeze and Glade Stalkers who are just going to back up and shoot them for the entire game until they're either dead or close enough that they'll charge them first, generally speaking. Or the Dracons will go in. It's the typical elf list. It does what elves do, which is not let you play the game. And if he plays it right, I think the orcs don't get to play the game.
Patrick, you got this, buddy.
That means it's a tie, isn't it? Well, sorry, Papa Sigler. I can't vote for elves. I keep that close to my heart. I can't vote for elves, so.
Or goblins, right?
Yep.
As he voted for Shannon already.
I was about to say, didn't he just vote for Shannon?
I didn't vote that round.
Oh, I see.
I'm trying to be the
You're the tiebreaker.
Exactly.
That's it.
Thank you. The only one I voted for was Adam's round because it's Adam.
Okay.
So I'm the tiebreaker, except this time where I wasn't.
Right.
Well, I guess
I made that rule on table 2.
You can't vote. I get it. Okay.
All right.
Well, I hope nobody has stigma against dwarves for this next round.
Well,
I mean, I do.
What's funny
And
is
free dwarfs.
I just realized that this goes from table 3 to table 5. So,
Oh, it's a free dwarf off.
So we have Eric Greiner and Tim Lonis. This was not a challenge, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Where's table 4?
Yeah, that's what I just said. It goes from table 3 to 5.
It disappeared.
Yeah. I understood what you said. I'm saying, where did it go?
So
okay.
I know it doesn't say their name. Yeah, Eric says okay. Well, who would like dwarves? Who would like to read dwarves out of Ray and Matt?
Sure. I got Eric's. I have never seen free dwarfs fight free dwarfs, but this will be it. Eric's list has free dwarf berserkers, 2 regiments, both with Pathfinder, 2 hordes of earth elementals, 2 free dwarf berserker Brock riders, 1 with brew of sharpness, 1 with brew of strength. Note they have Pathfinder but not headstrong. 2 mastiff hunting packs, both with throwing mastiffs. A greater earth elemental with the Kragoth and Colarm upgrade. Free dwarf stone priest with the Stone Shaper's Surge Bane chant and the other one with Martyr's Prayer. The free dwarf army standard bearer with loot, and 2 dwarfs on large beast because they are everywhere in the mountains. 14 drops, 24 unit strength. And he is, I might as well do the other one because it's free dwarf as well.
mean-
The most insane free dwarf list that I've seen in a while from Tim Lunas. I don't know what you were doing to come up with this, but I appreciate it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Hey
7.
Tim. Hey Tim. Cheers.
Yeah.
I just want to say I helped.
Travis helped. That makes sense with Travis.
Oh God, I'm
7.
sorry, Eric.
7 free dwarf shield breaker regiments, all with throwing mastiffs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ironclad troops, all with throwing mastiffs. 3 free dwarf pack masters, 1 with the periscope, 1 with the sacred horn and munchberries to give
Vicious on the
vicious
dogs.
on the dogs, because I actually had to look that up when I was looking at this list earlier. And then 3 standard bearers, 1 with diadem, 1 with loot, and 1 with boomstick. So this is a bunch of dwarfs who are angry throwing dwarfs against the free dwarfs who are using rocks to crush the dogs. Did I get it about right there, Matt?
I will say I think Eric has some better advantages than Christian did when we did that matchup between Lonus and Christian. Because distinctly Eric's list has a lot of fearless, so if it doesn't die, it will actually make it.
Carmack, he changed that list.
Yeah.
He's got shield breakers now instead of ironclad
He
regiments.
used to run all ironclad. Now he's got all the regiments of shield breakers, so they have the crush 2 and everything.
And hitting on 3s.
Yeah.
Adam,
It used to be all ironclad list.
I see what you're saying. Gotcha. So it has some punch behind it too. I mean, I still think it's good. I still think the reason that it's cancer is because throwing dogs are way too good.
I don't know if anybody can change that, but
I'm glad the RC has admitted it. We can clip that.
I mean, I ain't changing now. But yeah, it's gonna hurt. There's no two ifs, ands, or buts about it. The best thing you can do is try to punch it before it throws dogs, so you stop someone getting thrown, and then
I don't think free dwarf's going to get there in time to be able to stop dogs.
It's not a list that wants to be able, well, that is going to be able to dictate charges before. Yeah. I mean, he's got 2 units of Brocs. He's got some Brocs, right?
Well, it does show
Brock are the only thing. The Brock are the only thing with the same threat range as throwing dogs.
Right.
Yeah, the doors and large beasts don't have wild charge, so they're stuck at 14. Yeah.
I mean, defense 6 is still a thing, even against dogs. So as long as you're not taking all the shooting in one, like all of it in one turn, and you can split it up turn to turn, it's not as bad. Especially he's got the martyr prayer guy there too.
If you get Tim the shoot,
I've seen Shobik evaporate to throwing dogs before. I'm not expecting much different here.
It'll happen, especially with Vicious.
Yeah,
It's
Vicious also
more
helps.
consistent.
It's the way of the goblins.
I think the Crush 2 with all those regiments and even a Bane Champ behind it is what's gonna cause the issues for the defense 6 now in the matchup, because one of those regiments is getting a flank when all of your friends around you just evaporate to dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So
I do like
I
this.
gotta vote for my boy.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, Eric.
I hate to keep on making landslide decisions, but yeah, I think it's the dogs.
It's this new list I like a lot more than his older one.
I just played against this list Saturday. It hurts.
I watched.
So did I.
And it hurt. It hurt me.
I mean, my dice didn't do me any favors, but I don't know if that made much of a difference.
It would not.
Ray, what would you like to vote for?
I'm going to vote for Eric just because,
Saving the
for
landslide.
no better reason than Tim is going to get some shitty luck on his dogs because they won't know who to attack because they're both dwarfs. That's it.
There you go.
He deserves bad
He'll-
luck after the last 2 games.
He'll save his
really-
luck for when he faces you, Ray.
Yeah.
Just like Travis does.
Ugh.
All right. Well, this is gonna get confusing on here. So
The one with the 3 claw shots is Sean. I'll read Sean's.
okay. Well, we have for what would be table
Oh,
5.
God.
So Adam, you want to explain the background of this challenge?
Sure. All right.
Michael
So
Sigler is
which
punching above his weight class.
No,
That's
no.
yeah.
I'm just saying.
So, unfortunately, last year, Sean Troy, our reigning champ for Bugeater, had a family situation come up and wasn't able to make it last minute. And somebody named Michael Sigler brought basically his Ratkin army and won the event in his stead. So now it's an unofficial but official. I don't know. They didn't post anything, but they're like, yeah, we're playing each other to see who's the real champion. But they're both playing the same fucking rat list. So does anybody actually win? Ray, as our rat expert, what do you think?
Of course, the Rat King will win, whoever that is.
That's
Rat-
the other 40 players that didn't have to play either of these two. That is the correct answer, Ray.
both two beautiful Rat King lists, so I can understand why they won with such an amazing list.
All right, I'll read. Who am I reading?
You're
Doesn't
reading.
matter.
Good
You're
question.
reading Sigler. The
Is he the 2 hordes or 3 hordes of shock troops?
2 hordes.
2 hordes.
These 2 hordes.
All right, so Sigler has Spear Warrior Horde with Plague Pots, 2 hordes of shock troops, both with pots, halberds, one with Jesse's boots, one with strength, double claw shot. He has a Vermintide regiment, tunnel runner regiment with sharpness, 3 weapons teams, a Night Terror, Tangle, a Brute Enforcer with Trickster's Wand, double Brood Mother, both with Blight Staff upgrades, and Mother Kryza. 16 drops, 24 unit strength.
Sean has got a horde of spear warriors, 3 hordes of shock troops, all 3 with plague pots, all 3 with halberds, 1 with brew of strength, 1 with J boots, 1 with brew of sharpness, a horde of wretches, 3 troops of claw shots, 3 weapons teams as you do because they're ridiculous. Tangle, the Brute Enforcer with Hex from the Trickster's Wand, 2 Brood Mothers, both with Drain Life 5, and a Mother Kryza for 16 drops and 28 unit strength.
Well, Jason, I know your vote.
Sean. Sorry, Michael.
They both have 16 drops, but Sean has 4 more unit strength. So
He doesn't have his hammer of tunnel runners. Not Sean's. Michael's is the difference.
yeah, what are they going to hammer? Shock troops?
Agreed.
Theoretically,
Thunderous?
Well, they
Still
lose
does-
the Thunderous, but they don't take the -1 to hit from phalanx.
yeah,
Right.
I don't actually think that that's a bad option for them. Like, because I assume they have the obligatory +1, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't paying super close attention, but like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like they'll still do a number on shock troops. They just won't win to grind.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That brew of sharpness horde is nasty.
Phantom.
yes, but I mean he's got brew of strength and Jesse boots on the respective hordes on the other side. So like they're basically matched even there.
I'm disappointed in both these players because neither one of them brought the War Chief with Aura Vicious for infantry and then combo it with Aura Elite from the Giant. So you get old school shock troops of Elite and Vicious.
I mean the new ones are better anyway, frankly. But I'd also argue that like the War Chief's just too expensive, especially in this day and age.
Take both. Elite and Vicious on shock troops is money.
I mean,
I trust Ray's opinion more than yours, Matt.
fair enough.
At least on this subject.
Like Elite and Vicious would be absolutely gorgeous. So for that reason, I'm taking the 3 hordes of shock troops because it just sings to me more. I agree that tunnel runners are awesome, but I agree. Disappointed. Neither took a war chief. And if you're running 3 hordes of shock troops that can all benefit from the vicious aura, then run the war chief at that point.
I'm curious what their titans would be. Are they?
Probably rally. I mean, why not?
No,
Yeah, because they need it.
you don't take rally in this list because you've already got it. If
They don't
anything,
need Radiance of Life. They don't need
Yeah.
Cloak of Death.
you can take
I
cloak for
mean-
a second cloak. I don't hate that.
I might know what one of them's taking,
Sure.
but that's it. I'll leave that silence though.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I
I
think-
might just build like a combat one. You just take it and build a beat stick hammer with it.
Like,
'Cause you don't
CS
really
probably
need
need that.
support.
At
While
this
you're playing
point,
rats,
look
you don't
at-
need the support pieces. Rats have great support pieces.
At this point, both of them should look at this matchup and immediately take 3d6 Rampage because it's gonna matter.
I mean, honestly,
Then
out
you're
of all
stuck
the
with it for the
lists,
rest of the event, though.
out of all the lists we've
It's
read,
true.
Rampage wouldn't be bad.
That's true. Everybody's had infantry.
Through the first 5 tables. Oh, Adam,
Except for
Matt,
Steven's
what do
list.
you guys like?
I'm going for Sean on experience.
Yeah. So Sean is the true champion until you beat him, Michael. So I'm voting Sean.
I mean, I was gonna say after everybody voted, Sean doesn't lose games.
Okay, but that's not true.
That is not
I
true.
don't see Sean lose very often.
Okay.
When did
that's
Sean
better.
lose last? Oh,
It
it
would
was
take
on
a minute.
stream, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was
Definitely on
Adepticon.
stream.
that was him being nice. All right, table 6, we got Connor Murphy versus Steven DeRose. Ray, you want to take Steven, and then Matt, you take Connor?
Steven's the Kingdoms of Men.
Yes. Stephen has Kingdoms of Men. He has 2 regiments of foot guard with 2-handed weapons, 3 regiments with indomitable will, but still defense 5, 2 hordes of beast calf because he is a nice gentleman who does not take 3, like John up in Hamilton. The first has fly and speed 10, thunderous 1 and vicious, indomitable will, and boots of striding. The second one also flies, but does not have the boots of striding. 3 ballista, the army standard bearer with Shroud of the Saint, and giving an aura of life leech 2 to the infantry, so probably synergizing very well with those foot guard. 2 wizards on Pegasus mounts because you need children to fly around and be 65-point chaff pieces, and 2 generals on winged beasts, and then the monarch with crown of chivalry to give the knights rally 2, and the knights are those regiments of foot guard, so they will be 16-18 nerve blocks.
Pretty good.
I didn't realize they counted as knights.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
They're the better option to take versus the actual cavalry knights.
Right? All right, Matt, would you mind reading Connor's?
Yeah, I got ogres. Love to see ogres. Happy to see already that it's not standard ogres, though this looks similar to what I think I've seen before. 2 hordes of hunters, 3 regiments of warriors, because those are still standard. He did take all 3 with the matriarch, so the first 3 deployments are just going to be him putting those in the back of the board. 2 hordes of ogres, 1 boomer chariots regiment with the boomsticks. I'm glad to see it's a regiment. Mammoth with the big deal upgrades for that brutal 2. Sergeant with the paymaster upgrade for rallying, which currently rallies everything in his list, I'm pretty sure, except for the boomer chariots. And the mammoth doesn't get the mammoth. Warlock. Only 1 warlock, which is a breath of fresh air.
and
Yeah,
Nom.
sure. Nom is still obligatory, unfortunately, but one Warlock, not three. We're making progress. Your staff, knowledgeable, Drain Life 5, Barkskin. Barkskin's an interesting take. And then Grok. So not just Nom, but also Grok for the super potential explodey. I could either hit like a wet noodle, or I could hit like a gigantic monster that's going to eat your face. For 13 drops and 25 unit strength.
Grok's coming for your Titans. He's coming to one-shot him.
Yes, the potential is there.
I like both these lists.
I really like the Kingdoms of Men list, so that's my bet. I like the
It's gonna be-
synergy of 16, 18 nerf blocks. I like it shoots, it does everything well. I think this is going to be a good matchup. They look actually pretty even, so, but I like the Kingdom Men list better.
It's gonna be an awesome game.
Yeah. The King Men list stuff definitely has the range poke to take out a unit or two potentially.
After playing Connor as much as I have, his key will be not allowing any of the as many of the flyers to get flanks. He has a tendency to give up a flank here or there against flyers, and if he can negate that with movement and positioning, I think he'll do good.
Do you think he takes Rally 1 on his giant to give everything Rally 2 effectively?
Ooh.
Hell yeah! Why wouldn't
that's like my bet if I'm building a giant here, because suddenly those hunter hordes are 17, 19.
This is where it would be
with
nice
ensnare.
to know what giants they had.
Ew.
It would be, but we're just theorizing, and maybe they take
Yeah.
our opinions. Maybe they
I'm gonna
don't.
say you're
I mean-
theorizing or giving ideas is what you're doing.
Rally would be really good. Brutal 2 is also a thing. And he can
That's
have
true.
2
Plus
of it.
one
Hey,
brutal.
hey,
You could
brutal-
have
It's plus
brutal
1
three.
brutal. It's potentially brutal 3.
Brutal
Brutal
2
three.
is not.
Hell yeah!
It's not that good.
Yeah.
So
You don't want.
They're both really good in this instance. I just
I hope to see Steven bringing Radiance of Life on his Titan, because the Life Leech 2 plus
That was my
the
thoughts.
Swall heal and then a
Yeah.
Radiance of Life, those foot guard aren't going anywhere.
No.
Yeah. I like both these lists a lot. I do think I like the Kingdoms of Men list just ever so slightly in this matchup, but it is a tough call. Like, it's going to come down to pilots more than I think the lists themselves.
I know Steven's been prepping or practicing his Kingdoms of lists. I don't know if this is the a variant of it that he's potentially taking to Masters, or if he's just trying some stuff out. But I know he's been playing it for the past 6 months to a year now. So
Didn't he win a bunch of tournaments with Varinger though to get the Masters?
Mm-hmm.
it might be. He still has, well, none of the same stuff. So
They're the same models.
somewhat. No, he painted up new stuff for this.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was looking good. The
Nice.
couple of units I saw. So
Steven is the pilot of the Kingdoms of Men list, just
Yes.
for clarity.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Steven
Okay.
DeRose. I'm gonna go with Kingdoms of Men. I like it.
Me too. So I don't have to.
All
vote.
right. Connor, you got my vote.
Alrighty. I was being lazy and didn't get the next round ready to go.
It's Nathan Arnold with Salamanders versus Sean Vilmont with Riftforged.
So I'll read the Rift Forged Orc because they're orcs and second best next to Forces of Abyss or rats. Like, they're a fun army.
Alrighty. Who would like the
Two
salamanders?
two
I got
long
'em.
axe hordes.
Okay.
Which are pretty cool. I've never seen long axe hordes in Rift Forged Orcs. Tundra Wolves Regiment. 2 Hellstriker hordes. So you see them. One with Helm of the Drunken Ram and one with Boots of Striding, because that's what you do. 1 War Drum. 2 Storm Giants, both with giant cleavers to go Titan hunting, both with Windblast 6, because they're trying to compete with Adam, but gonna fail. 1 Storm Forged Shrine, Banechant, Lightning Bolt, and Host Shadow Beast. 1 Stormbringer with Mount, and 1 Thronar with his Mighty Storm Strike. 11 drops, so pretty low, and 24 unit strength.
And Nathan Salamanders, he has a horde of Ceremonial Guard with Liliana's Tear. Salamander Corsair Regiment, 2 hordes of Tyrants, a horde of Rhinosaur Cav with J Boots, 3 Liquilidons, Mage Priest with Fireball 10, Mindfog 2, Captain on Rhinosaur with Inspiring, and 2 Clan Lords on Fire's Drakes, one with Life Leech and the other with Elite. 12 drops, 23 unit strength, another Elite list going on the Elite list. Well, I think that both of these armies have some similarities to them. Hordes of Defense 5 Phalanx, couple of big flyers, either the Clan Lords or the Hellstrikers.
Oh,
You know,
the
it doesn't
Tyrants
care about.
really
You know, it
do
doesn't
not
care
want
about
those
phalanx tyrants.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go for Riftforged Orcs. I think they have the speed advantage. I like the Storm Giants in this matchup just because there's so many large targets for them to eat into. And they're orcs, so always bet on orcs. Unless they're playing elves.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I've seen Nathan play. They're both good players, I know that. The one thing that I don't like about Nathan's list is that he doesn't have the obligatory Ember sprites to shield the tyrants as they walk in, which I think I've seen in like every Salamander list that takes tyrants.
Mm-hmm.
So like his best option is to use Liquilidons as like square block things to prevent charges or limit multi-charge type of deal.
Now, just have the whole army sit behind the 1 horde of Ceremonial Guard.
All right. Unfortunately, I don't think that's enough frontage. So
it'll work. Trust me.
Yeah, he does have a little bit more shooting than the Rift Forge, but there are the 2 giants. This is a nice matchup for it being 2 limit lists. I think Thonar is going to be a pain in his ass because I fucking hate Thonar, so I'm sure it's going to be a pain for him too. Yeah, actually, on that alone, I think I gave it to the Rift Forge just because he took Thonar. I hate Thonar so much.
Thonar is the best.
He's really good. He's not broken. He's just really good.
Compare him to Gak and tell me what's wrong.
Gak is not as good and more expensive, or not more expensive. They're comparable, aren't they?
He is. No, he is more expensive.
He is more expensive. Gak is outdated in an orc character. That's the answer.
He hits on 2s, but Thonar blasts on 5s and 6s, so it's the same.
Yeah.
But I do agree. I think I like the Rift Forge orc list better. But something says double Clan Lords on Fire Drakes can never be wrong. So I'm gonna vote for Nathan on this one. But you gotta get those Fire Drakes rolling and gotta get them in the flanks going quick, which should be easy enough with an 11 drop list. This is the one matchup that you're like, ooh, I can outflank this person.
Those dragons that hit on 4s. Woo!
15 attacks, baby. I don't care if you hit on 4s.
They're so expensive for 4s.
They hit on 4s. They shoot on 4s. They do it all.
They also give the life leech to each other, correct?
Yes,
correct.
They do.
So there is that.
Well, Jason, who are you taking?
It is only 1 life leech if it's just them both together, though. I believe.
Right. I'll go
You're
with,
right. He should have taken a 3rd.
I go with Sean Vilmont. I do think that Donar and the Stormbringer are going to be a pain in the butt, so it at least mitigates some of the flyers a little bit. And yeah, I always like hordes of big, large cav that fly. So
Wonder why.
Why wouldn't you?
haters gonna hate. Baby. Haters gonna hate.
All right, table 8. We got Felix Castro and Kyle Peach.
I'll read Kyle's dumbass list.
Adam, would you take Felix?
Sure.
Go ahead, Adam.
All right. I do got to call out a good list name. It's called Harim Job and the ZJ. So we got Horde of Ice Naiads with Tundra Fighter Spears and Hammer of Measured Force. 2 regiments of Icekin Hunters. 2 hordes of Ice Ellies. 2 regiments of Snow Foxes. Ice Queen with Amulet, Surge, and Heal 5. A Thane with the Rally Standard. Snow Troll Prime with Orb, Harim, and the formation. One of the half-elf troops has Skirmisher Boots, and he took the Ice Bomb upgrades on the Frost Claws. So brings him to 14 drops, 24 unit strength, and if he's not bringing Rally on his Titan, he's doing it wrong.
Kyle is running the Stampede for Ogres version. 2 Red Goblin Scout troops. 2 regiments of Warrior Chariots, 1 with the Blood of the Old King, 1 with the Dwarven Ale. 2 legions of Warrior Chariots, 1 with Staying Stone and 1 with J Boots.
I love this
2
list.
2 Boomer Chariots, the Mammoths with the Big Deal, and 3 Sergeants, all on Chariots, and all doing crossbows as well for 14 drops and 22 unit strength of pain in the assness.
It was 12 drops, not 14.
That's hard right now.
Yeah, it is. It is lean because it has to be. I love this list. I don't even give a shit. I'm voting for it.
He did well. He did go to Lady Lake and did really well with it. So he did switch it up a little bit, but yeah, it looks nice too. It's actually a really nice looking list.
I also appreciate he didn't even take the smoke screen on the Boomer Chariots. He just said, "Screw it, I'm just taking Boomer Chariots to actually be Boomer Chariots."
You think that this can beat a Harim Job and a ZJ? I don't know about that.
He's just gonna roll right over those Ice Knights. He doesn't care.
What's gonna cost more?
Have they met Harim? He has very large hands.
Cool. You know what Harim's not gonna do? Get Slayer on any of this stuff.
That's because chariots are broken.
Yeah, it's gonna say.
You know what Harim's also not going to do? It's not going to die when he's a dash 22.
I mean, yeah.
As Felix
He's
says,
only dash 21. It's not rally everything. It's only rally half elf berserkers. Oh wait, he's got Talodar standard. I take it back. Yeah, he'll be rallied everywhere.
yeah, right.
Yeah, he will.
Oh god.
I'm going to bet on Felix because he's on the same team as me, and you never bet against a rim job.
That's right.
Good or bad?
And the what's your team name, by the way? Remind the viewers.
The team name is Castro's on it. So
Castro's on it with his Harim Job and ZJ's.
I'll go with Kyle.
I'm going with Felix for the memes. I mean, at this point, he's won it with the list name did it all.
Oh god.
I'm still sticking with Kyle here. So for the record, I love Felix, but I
So
love
that's a
this list
split,
more.
Billy. Settle the split.
I don't want a rim job, so Felix, you got it, bud. Alrighty.
I think that'll be a great game to watch for the
Oh,
record.
it'll be. Yeah.
it'll be-
that one
Alright.
might be like a speed event game where it's going to be done in like less than an hour.
That's what every game of Kyle's is. I swear to
he
God,
plays
Kyle
fast,
tries.
yeah.
He plays fast and he tries to end his games early so he can have a lunch after every game.
All right. Table 9, we got Alex Bailey versus Lex Simmon. Alex is playing Undead, and Lex is playing Basileans.
I'll read Lex's list.
All right. Ray, would you take Alex?
I'll take the Undead Horde, beginning with a Zombie Regiment, 2 Skeleton Spearman Hordes, 2 Zombie Troll Hordes, one with Healing Brew, one with Boots of Striding, 2 Reverend Cav, 1 Troop, 1 Regiment, the Gorebright with Cloak of Death, and I thought it gave Aura, but it doesn't. 2 Necromancers, one with Aura Vicious to Zombies, there it is, Knowledgeable Barkskin, and one with Inspiring Talisman and Surge. The Undead Army Standard Bearer with Tome of Darkness for another Surge, and Wild Charge 2 on the Skeletons, which does include the Reverend Cav, so they can go up to 18. Morgoth the Faceless, because that's obligatory in every Undead list. And then the formation with 2 legions of zombies, one with Hand's Sanguinary Scripture, and then Giant Rats for Life Leech 3 and Dash 28, and the other one with Undead Giant Rats and Aegeus of the Eloi. So it has Life Leech 2 and Iron Resolve 2. So please kill them in one go if you're going to try. And then the Gore Blight with Cloak of Death, Life Leech, and Rally. So the Shambling Blight becomes Dash 29, even though that's not really appreciated in the Mid-Atlantic by Mike Atkins.
They're going to be Dash 30. He'll take Rally on the Giant.
No, he won't. More
Maybe
Cloak
he
of
will.
Death.
Maybe he won't.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I'm just saying.
I love the Undead
Radiant
Might see a
formation.
lot of Rally.
Radiance of Life might be needed. I guess you can have both Radiance and.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You sure can.
Moving on to Lex here. This is tried and true. Actually, a little different. I haven't seen this variant of this before. 2 hordes of Sisterhood infantry. One with Chalice of Wrath for Fury. One with Staying Stone for 22-23. 30 attacks and a lot of Rampage. So potentially a beat stick against meat shields. And then the standard Alohi flying circus nonsense. 3 regiments of Alohi, 2 hordes of Alohi, both with the hordes have Celestial Fury for the crush swap, and one has Brew of Sharpness, the other has Helm of the Drunken Ram. Then he has a horde of Paladin Knights with Brew Strength, because that's what you do. And then you have a Phoenix, which is an Ancient Phoenix, so it's got Cloak of Death and Radiance. But does not have Nimble. And then he has a War Wizard with Banechant and the Conjurer's Staff, so Banechant 3 effectively. And then Ogre Palace Guard with... That's it, it's just Ogre Palace Guard Captain. Coming out to 11 drops, which might make it the thinnest list we've seen thus far, or very close to it. And 27 unit strength, though, despite that.
11 to tie.
This and Sean Vilmont's Riftforged Orcs was 11 as well.
Yep.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
I don't like either of these lists.
Yeah. I mean, I liked the zombies until I saw the Sisterhood infantry, and then I liked the zombies less. If there's one thing they want to get into, it's zombies. They will blend that to death.
Mhm.
True. But the Alohi don't really have much to do in this matchup, I feel like.
No, they do not. They do not like the Spearmen. They do not like the zombies.
They can hunt down Revenant Cav.
They'll be happy to kill Revenant Cav. I mean...
That's what I mean. Hunt them down.
Yeah.
Murder them. Kill them
Right, I'm
again.
saying that is harder to do than it looks, so I hope he gets to them.
That's 290 points. You got the rest of the army to deal with now.
Yeah, but he's got the Celestial Fury Brew of Sharpness unit. Like, that will murder a regiment of Cav.
Like I said, that's 290 points. Got the rest of the army to deal with now.
It's 50.
I mean, even the paladin, as long as the paladin knights aren't getting into the 2 legions, I mean, it's still 4s with crush 1 into something that's not going to hit them back very hard for the most part, unless it's the zombie trolls, and even then, it's 9 hits on average. So
you mitigate it to a single charge. You're looking okay.
yeah.
Sure. But the thing is the zombie legions have phalanx. So, yeah.
Yeah, but you know, it doesn't
do-
care about that. Sisterhood infantry are going to chew up those
Yeah.
legions.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Sisterhood infantry will have 40 attacks. I don't care if they're hitting on 4s. They have 40 attacks.
And
And if
wounding
you
on
With
throw the
vicious.
throw the Elohai regiment into it, then you're elite and vicious with 40
Mhm.
attacks. And as a Ratkin player, nice.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like anything
I mean, he
else,
can-
you really don't care. Like you're gonna. I mean, for a lot of those hordes, they're gonna chew through a lot of even the. He just doesn't have enough to hit back with. I mean, I feel like
Right. I mean, he could position in such a way that prevents the zombies from getting charged by the hordes, but then he's getting to do that. He'd have to sacrifice the pieces that are actually good. Like that's the other
Right.
problem. And the zombies just don't put out nearly as much damage by comparison.
correct.
Like the one thing they did not want to see realistically is Sisterhood infantry. If those are 2 more hordes of Elohi, he's smiling, but it's not. So yeah, it's a pretty hard counter.
Yeah, Lex, the gamble paid off. Bring the infantry, get a good.
Yeah.
So, Matt, you're going for Lex?
I mean, Lex also is he's a very good player. He's played this list and stuff like it for a long time. I think the things he struggles against are things that can shoot him enough to give him pause, and this does not shoot. So I think he walks over this list. Not that I think the undead list is bad. I just do not think this is its matchup.
I'll go with Lex as well.
Yeah, I've played both these players. I think Lex has the advantage here.
Right. Ray, who'd you like?
Alex, I'm sorry, but I have to go with Lex because anyone who's willing to take Sisterhood infantry, good job.
Like you said, the gamble paid off. All right. Moving on to table 10, we got Jason Burr and Mark Cox.
I'll read Mark's list.
Got
No,
2
I'll
assholes.
read
That's
Mark's
what we
list.
got.
Yes, you're not wrong there.
This is one of the few challenges that we have in this tournament. Challenges have been very light the last few years.
Oh, Mark's not taking Rats. He's taking Northern Alliance.
Pick it up, people. We need challenges.
I mean, if I had known
That's
I could
true.
challenge people, I would have done it.
When have you ever not been able to challenge people, Matt? What
I don't
event
know.
have
You
you
guys
gone
don't-
to?
I play in the South where that's a standard. I don't know that you mountain people adhere to our noble Southern traditions. And by noble, I mean
The South doesn't do well
absolute-
in Nebraska tournaments, just saying.
I have a
I don't
couple of
know.
trophies on my wall that say otherwise, specifically
Billy,
from this
don't they-
event.
Billy, don't say
I
that.
mean, the right challenges, being from the South. Jesus, get this guy out of here.
Yeah. In any case, someone
Jason,
read.
read your list.
I mean,
Jason's
the
stupid
South
list.
challenges have been pretty downhill since a certain individual made a
That's true.
challenge video.
I said I got Mark's list.
No. I'm reading Mark's list.
Fine. I got a Palace Guard Horde with the 200 weapons and a Staying Stone for 23-24 nerve, a troop of Forest Guard, 2 regiments of Glade Stalkers, 2 regiments of Silver Breeze, a Drakon Horde with J Boots, Archmage with Inspiring Talisman, Bane Chant 2 and Lightning Bolt 5, 2 War Chariots, and then the formation for nimble regiments of Drakons with Spell Ward, as well as a Lord on Drakon that gets melee D3 and with a Trickster's Wand to Hex 2 with 13 drops and 23 unit strength.
Did you even look at the page when you read that?
Very little of it, but yes.
All right, and Mark, who I hear is actually submitting his challenge video after the Magic casts. So get ready for a response, Jason. He's playing Northern Alliance. Horde of Ice Naiads, Tundra Fighter Spear, Ham and Measure Force, Icekin Hunter Regiment, Human Tribesman Regiment, 3 hordes of Ice Ellies, one with Blessing of Gods, one with Healing Brew, one with Fire Oil, Regiment of Tundra Bulls, Regiment of Snow Foxes, 2 Ice Queens, one with Conjure Staff, Surge Heal, the other with Surge Windblast, Sarakina, the Ice Queen, and then he has a Lord on Chimera with the Staying Stone. That's 12 drops, 24 unit strength. He's got some shooting too, Jason.
Mark's winning. I told Mark's winning.
Well, Jason can't vote, so I'm gonna vote for Mark because Jason's playing elves.
Thanks, Billy.
I hope you like getting wind blasted and frozen.
It's fine.
Speed 9
Sure
Dracons
is.
are not nearly as scary as Speed 10 Dracons, that's for sure.
Yeah. Speed 9 Dracons that get pushed out of the forest so they can't see shit are especially not as scary.
Or into, yeah. God, yeah, words.
Hey, Mark.
I'm gonna bet
I mean,
on
on principle, I have to vote for Mark because I hate fucking elves. So
Love you too, man. I take that personally, by the way.
I know you take it personally, which is good. I want you to take it personally. I want you to take it to the bank. I want you to cash that check, and I want you to think about your life choices and your investments, and throw your elves out a window and play a new army for once.
Thank
I
you.
played Brother Mark today, so
today.
Hey, that's a
Cool.
step for recovery. The intervention is coming. You can win games without playing
So I'm
stinking
betting on
elves.
Jason because the last time I played Mark beat me. So
Cool.
it's just I have to bet against him until I get to play him again and beat him. So
I will say
that's at least one vote for Jason.
last
go.
Bug Eater, Jason did play a different army, or at
I
least
did. I played Orcs last year,
but
man.
he only played 3 games.
That was not because of me. That was because of my wife. I'm trying to stay married, people.
And when you're married,
Excuses.
you and her are the same, so it was your fault.
No.
Yeah.
Well, he's married, so it's obviously his fault. Like
Adam?
Yes.
Adam, who would you like?
I'm voting Jason. Mark doesn't want to see this long range shooting with his ice elementals. It's gonna hurt.
All right. Well, Mark, don't fail me. We're ending this one in a tie.
The question is, Mark, how many whiskeys are we drinking?
How many breaks to the parking lot are you taking?
Hey,
None. It's in a school.
Yeah,
Hey Jason,
Hey,
you're
breaks to
getting
the-
in way too late to be. You can't even catch up to Mark.
I won't be hungover this year round 1. I will say that.
Bullshit.
I swear to God.
I'll take a
Will
nap.
that-
So when you show up, we're starting.
You're going to bed. You already said that.
I'm taking a nap.
Okay.
I distinctly remember the last time I was up there that Jason was in the basement and like slurring so hard.
Well, Jason's not
And
getting.
everyone else.
Jason's not getting to my house till like 2 a.m. on Saturday morning.
Okay, so yeah, so he'll just have to go really hard, really fast to catch up.
See,
I'll be honest. Jason only has 1 speed, and it's really hard, really fast. So
I was gonna say that is generally also
hey, Mark. Just to answer your question, you have like 4 more tables, so we get to you. But anyways, moving on to table 11, we have Kirk Matthews versus Zach Clark.
So beginning with Kirk on table 12, we have Twilightkin, Voidwalker Regiment with Snare and Blood Hex to give it Ensnare, Void Touch Mutants with Brew of I've never seen that before. Brew of Sharpness on them.
Where have you been, Ray?
I
Right.
was gonna say it's not a staple, but it is good.
It is good, but normally those are not like something you put that item on, so I'm surprised.
Welcome to our
Hit-
side.
hitting on twos with elite.
Well, welcome
He
to our
wants to
side.
make
Very
sure
nice.
whatever he hits fucking dies. Yeah.
Right.
Bound Phantoms, Butchers, Regiment, Impalers, 2 Hordes, 1 with Brew of Strength, 1 with Nothing, Bound Terror, Summoner Crones, 1 with Weakness, 1 with Hex, Maikil, Lord of Nightmares. I did not pronounce that right, but who gives? You know what I'm talking
Mikey.
about.
It's good
Impaler,
enough.
Soulblade, Bane with Blade of Slashing, and the formation. 2 Corsair Fleet Warden troops, both with Blood Hex and Veterans of the Celestial War, and the Impaler Regiment. Interesting list.
Kirk is a newer player from Iowa. I think this is his first tournament.
Ooh.
Well, whatever you put the Void Touch mutants into will die, and then they're going to die right after that. So just makes the
Listen.
trade worthwhile.
Just protect
Yeah.
them at all costs.
Unless they have phalanx, don't put it into phalanx.
No, that's
Unless
Save
it's
him
the
in.
flank. Put it in the flank.
Yeah.
Right.
If
Right.
it's in the flank, I would still take it because it's still 40 attacks on 2s even without. Well, actually, if it's the flank, it'll still have Thunderous too. Yeah, no, yeah. Ignore me. That'll hurt.
I'm glad you know the rules to this game, man.
I do. I'm not even
all
drunk enough
right.
to have that as an excuse.
Matt, would you like to take Zach Clark? Playing
I will absolutely
the
take Zach's
Dirty
list.
Goblins.
His goblins are typically not as dirty. 4 hordes of rabble, which I guess that is pretty dirty to start.
Is that a fucking statement?
Yeah, I mean, it's how you start a goblin list, in my opinion. But yes, that honestly it could be using 2 more hordes of rabble. Then he has a Luggate gain, so there's something that's like a little bit more tame with Blood of the Old King. So it's like a unit that probably doesn't need Blood of the Old King, but hey, it'll be fun. He's got a horde of spitters with the piercing arrow because he probably had 10 points. 2 war trombones, 2 sharp stick throwers, 1 wing it with bombs away, because I've never ever seen the other wing it. 2 goblin slashers, both with war trumpets. Okay, he is doing more war trombones. Giant with a giant cleaver, a king that is Grony Stark with a bow.
And has Aura Headstrong.
Yes, thank you for the pendant. Jarrett's pendant for Aura Headstrong. 2 flaggots, 1 with the Trickster's Wand for Hex, and 1 with the Boomstick for Lightning Bolt. And then Magua and Jews for just an exceptionally good wizard that also fights in combat. For a total of 18 drops and 25 unit strength. Exceptionally low unit strength for a goblin list, but those are a lot of trombone shots. That's a kill box.
Yes, it is.
And Twilight Kin don't have stealthy on everything.
Unless they had the 1 caster, which he doesn't have.
Right.
Yeah. He does not have a navigator.
No, he
Or
does not have-
Lothael. I know you're talking about Lothael. He
Yeah.
does not have Lothael, and I don't think he had a navigator, unless I'm crazy.
Nope, did not.
No, he
Yeah.
doesn't. So stealthy is only the Terror and Mickey.
And the Butchers, I guess? Yeah.
Yep.
Butcher. Yep.
Which honestly, at a regiment, I would still shoot into that. Just get
Mhm.
enough shots through and kill it. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it. I still think this is a really good Twilight Kid list, though.
Yeah, I do like this Twilight Kin list.
Not
Yeah.
playing goblins, yes.
Well, I can't.
Well,
I'm not voting. I'm not voting for goblins, so I'm going with the
Yeah.
Twilight Kin list.
even
I'll vote-
hitting goblins.
I'll vote for goblins.
Yeah, I'd probably give it to Zach maybe on experience at that point if this guy's newer, but like he's got the stuff to beat the list. He'll chew through the horde. There's not enough rabble, right? So like he'll chill through the hordes, and then Zach doesn't have a lot of unit strength to lose, so like he'll delete a lot of this list. But I think all the Twilight Kin player has to do is kill the unit strength and then score the objectives and win.
Which is still harder than it seems.
Yeah. I mean, just have to win the game, right?
Yeah, Wing It, you're not going to touch. He has 2 slashers and a giant. I mean, Mogwai doesn't score. So, yeah, I guess it's a little bit easier than most. But,
Yeah.
yeah, you only have to kill 5 hordes of infantry and a regiment of infantry to then get to the 3 or 4 titans that'll be behind it. No big deal.
Yeah. Yeah, when 2 of those trombones are also things that punch you and are not exactly bad at punching you.
They're actually pretty good at punching you.
Yeah, especially if you let them get flanks, which they
I'd
can be
say
good
they
at.
punch better than they shoot.
Yes, yeah. They're really good second line. I love them.
Alrighty, Ray. Who do you think's gonna win this one?
Oh, these are 2 armies. I don't like either one. In terms of, I don't like goblins. I don't like Twilight Kin. I don't know either of these people, but I think I like the goblin list worst. So I'm gonna vote for Twilight Kin as the lesser of 2 evils.
Go ahead and vote, Billy.
What do you mean vote? That's a 3-1.
Why? I voted for Twilight, I said I'm not voting for
Oh,
goblins.
okay, I didn't hear that part.
Adam voted for goblins. I voted for goblins. It's split.
Yeah.
Okay, I've learned you can go to the dark side and still come back.
That's why you didn't go back.
All right, well, I can't vote for
Isn't that
goblins,
the-
so that is a blatant obvious what I'm voting for there. Sorry,
Fair.
Zach. Sorry, Zach. You're not winning because goblins suck.
Jesus.
All right.
Travis is secretly like dreaming about this army, and he's having nightmares because it doesn't have enough drops.
That's true.
All right, moving on to
Or enough wingets mainly, but
right.
Yeah.
Enough. Yeah. Table 12, we got Ray Shields versus Jose Vega.
I'll read Jose's list.
Well, Ray, would you like to read your own list?
Sure. I have a regiment of lower abyssals because they're unit strength 3. A troop of gargoyles because they're fast. 4 hordes of abyssal berserkers because I still think they're broken regardless of whatever the RC says. 1 with third strength, 1 with blood of the old king, 1 with helm with the drunken ram, and 1 with Jesse's brutes of striding because we need to deal with defense 6 in my meta. The seductress with gnome glass shield and host shadow beast 2. Berserker Apostate for that wonderful vicious aura. Abyssal Warlock with Bane Chant and Scorched Earth, which I have not yet seen in this tournament. Zuzu the Betrayer with Bane Chant and Lightning Bolt, and the Formation, because it's a really good formation.
Not quite elite.
God, Ray, bringing the cheese.
Not
All right.
quite elite enough, but okay.
Well, it's 13 drops, 25 unit strength.
Hey,
So I'm
11
definitely above-
11 is our standard in this tournament.
It's okay, Ray. I don't adhere to that standard either. But you know who does? Here's Jose's list. 2 hordes of revenants, 2 regiments of soul reavers, 2 hordes of whites, a horde of revenant cav with J boots, a necro with conjurer's staff, surge, and bane chant, an army standard bearer mounted with surge, Morgoth the mandatory, and a vampire on undead Pegasus. Oh, look at that! 11 drops, 25 unit strength.
Somebody got the
I'm a little
memo.
sad. I'm a little sad to see you drop the werewolves, but
I bet
Just
he's
wasn't good
sad
enough.
that he dropped the werewolves now
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Right.
I mean,
So is that
Counter-
vampire on undead Pegasus gonna do enough against 4 hordes and 2 regiments of berserkers?
you
Christ,
can poke
Christ,
at
no.
one, but no, I don't think so.
Do you think those hordes of revenants sitting in the front line can handle all those berserkers?
I mean, they're defense 5, so like they can take some hits. It's going to require more than one berserker horde to take him out. So I think his plan is really simple, which is absorb the hits and then counterpunch with soul reaver infantry and lights. It turns out it's a tried and proven tactic since 2nd edition almost. The only difference is that everything else has evolved around it.
He's
And
playing up 20 points. Sacrificial imps, he has no shooting, so
That's right. Yep.
Oh my
Ray
God.
has made a key mistake, and he brought a situational item.
listen, you know what? Ray called me out for this, but I will call him out back that he stated very specifically in his feedback for Abyssal Berserkers that item would never get taken by anybody because of the times that you would run into this situation. And my response is, I don't think that's true. So, case in point, Ray is not even following his own logic in his list.
No. Ray is out here to just prove you wrong. He said they were broken, so he's taking them. He said this is a dog shit item, so he's taking it. God damn it. Okay.
In fairness, I never said they weren't broken. I just couldn't change them at the time that we were getting the book done. But in fairness, I also there's a lot of things I have to make disagreements with. In any case, we'll see. I'll be happy to see if they punch above their weight class. I haven't seen anything super crazy come out of Abyssals just yet, but also Abyssals are kind of like a mid army. Like they're not mid in like power scale, but like mid in like there's not a huge number of players, so like it takes time to actually see the change. And I just haven't seen a massive shift yet. I've definitely seen some Berserkers, which is cool, but I think that's more people are buying the ambush box, which is good for Mantic, but
A lot of
Ray's
hitting.
coming
a lot
to
of hitting
Bugeater to prove you wrong.
A lot of hitting
That
on
is his
fours.
goal.
I hope your dice are better than mine.
I do think that Ray has an edge in this matchup, that's for sure. I think Undead don't want to see things that are quite that fast coming at them.
I will say this too, like there's not a bunch of ginormous terrain typically. Them not having any
Oh,
Yeah,
I said
Nebraska
ginormous.
doesn't have terrain. Tell me more.
I said ginormous. They have terrain, just not
What?
ginormous terrain. But those berserkers not having any terrain mitigation, 4s to 5s is a big jump for that. And I mean, going into defense 5 is a thing. Defense 5 hordes that are fearless.
Is it player place terrain or is it preset? Because I imagine it's preset.
No, we're not in the South, okay?
We don't play that
Yeah,
South
yeah.
shit.
Right. So if it not being preset, there won't be forests in places that they should be. And yeah, Ray will be able to dictate where he wants
Whoa.
Although, I do
I'm
see
just saying.
the table Jason's playing on. I'm going to put twice as many pieces of terrain on his tables. Just for
That's
him.
fine. That's fine.
And I'm going to let Mark place them.
That's not fine.
I don't think this is a good matchup. Ray, I think you're going to run at Jose, and I think you're going to run him over. And that'll be that.
Yeah. I liked Jose's list better when it had the werewolves. I think the werewolves would have actually been a really good piece to have specifically against this list. Because it would give him some range threat to actually force some decision making. But without that, Ray has all the time in the world to plan what he wants to engage, right? And he even has 2 things of gargoyles to give even extra time to plan what he wants to engage. So he just has to hide them behind the berserkers because Morgoth's the only thing that is range that can poke them. So yeah.
That's Ray, you're genius. Sacrificial imps for when Morgoth casts Drain Life. It's brilliant. I love it.
see, it's not a wasted 20 points.
there is at least some value out of it. This is fair.
And if Morgoth can't get in the flank or the rear, Jose just did it wrong anyway. So,
well, it's also true. I think Ray has a pretty distinct edge in this matchup.
Jason?
I'll go Ray.
Thank God I don't have to vote.
I love you, Jose. I appreciate that you keep taking Undead. They deserve a rework too. I know people keep asking for it.
maybe the best Canadian win.
Food on the table 13.
And I would be the top Canadian at the end of day 2.
Absolutely.
All right, on the day.
We'll make sure there's a special award for you, Ray.
Table 13, we got Nick Gunter and Steve Hudson. Nick is playing dwarves, and Steve is playing ogres.
I got the dwarf list because Nick, I need something to balance off the evilness that I've just thrown out there. And you're balancing it off by taking 3 regiments of Iron Guard with throwing mastiffs. Because
the
I
average
throw out
defense.
berserkers, you throw out dogs. 2 troops of sharpshooters, 1 with piercing arrow, because you had 10 points left over. Steel behemoth with Gallic's Fury. Stone priest with Radiance of Life. The Periscope, Knowledgeable Bane Chant, and Celestial Restoration 3 for a whopping 145 points.
That's expensive.
Yeah.
Also, what the hell is this guy doing? He wants to be close for Radiance, and he wants to be far away for Celestial Restoration.
Right.
It's you can get far enough away. It's not that big of a deal.
And close for Bane
Can't
Chant.
get both.
He has
Anyway.
2 Steel Juggernauts, 1 with Orb of Towering Presence, because unit strength 2 is great, 1 with Aegeus of the Elohai. And if you're taking 2 Steel Juggernauts, it's because you've already taken Faber Ironheart, who may be slightly the best individual character in the dwarf list. And then you have the formation with 2 Bulwark regiments, each with throwing mastiffs, and the ironclad Royal Guard infantry horde. But you made the fatal mistake of taking Brew Strength instead of Hammered of Measured Force on this unit, because the Sacred Horn with Elite makes that unit just oh so evil when it has Hammer of Measured Force. But I don't know this meta, so it might actually be better with Brew Strength.
There's a lot of trash.
Yeah.
Okay, you're used to playing Adam. I get it. Okay, take Brew Strength.
Technically, he's from what, Memphis?
Yeah, he's a Tennessee guy.
All right, Matt, would you mind reading Steve?
More ogres and less siege breakers again. Progress. Not less warlocks though. 3 hordes of warriors. They're hordes, so no regiments. 1 has a croco dog, which I don't even know what that does. 1 has 2-handed weapons.
Lets you reroll. It's basically elite. You get to reroll 3 hits.
It's 3 hits. Okay, so it's effectively elite. 1 time. It's 1 off elite. Cool. He had 5 points probably. 2-handed weapon swap for 1 of them. 2 hordes of siege breakers, 1 with Brew of Haste, 1 with Meat of Madness. So they're both 1 is still speed 6, and the other one is charging 11 inches. He took 2 regiments of Berserker Braves. There's the regiments. He took the Boomer Chariots with Black Powder Guns and Boomstick. So it has the stealthy aura. He has 3 Ogre Warlocks, all with Lightning Bolt, 1 with Mind Fog, 1 with Hex. He has Grok. It's good to see Grok. And then he has Nom, because Nom is still obligatory. For 13 drops and 26 unit strength. This is slow transition away from siege breakers, but it's progress.
That's a lot of that's a lot of defense 6.
Yep.
Ogres don't like to get outshot, and normally
not.
4 warlocks is enough to outshoot your opponent, but I don't think it is in this matchup.
While you guys talk about it, I'm gonna make a drink.
I also want to point out that the average defense of the dwarf list is at least 5, if not closer to 6, because he's got a lot of defense 6 mixed in there.
Not as good as Nathaniel's dwarves from from Adepticon.
That was something.
6.
Yeah, but honestly, not that bad in hindsight. But this is.
Is there enough punch in this ogre list? Is my question to break through the defense 6 line.
Grakamok is the most reliable punch. I guess 2 Siegebreaker hordes, but they're not going to one-shot those things. And if he brought a big hitter Titan, it's probably going to be one of the first things getting shot. But I guess he has stealthy, so that matters. Matt, you went dark.
did. We had a power blip because lightning hit something.
Oh
That's
man.
fun.
So, while I'm slowly getting stuff back in action, my vote's for the dwarves on that one.
Yeah, I would go with the dwarves on this one as well. Just too much defense 6.
I'm gonna go dwarfs because they're the good guys and I was bad last, so now good.
Wait. Aren't you a Ratkin player? Aren't they evil?
Yeah, and forces of abyss. So, but
I'm gonna vote for ogres because they're just misunderstood.
That's fair.
And also, siege breakers unjustly getting double nerfed is a tragedy. They deserved one of those nerfs, not both. So
what was the second one? One was speed. What
The
was the
second
second?
one didn't even nerf it.
the second one is the
They
warlocks
don't
don't.
synergize perfectly with warlocks now. The
Yeah,
nerf was for
warlocks don't
warlocks.
synergize. No. It's a secret nerf for siege breakers because you can drop siege breakers, you can't drop warlocks. That's the key.
That's true.
But yeah, I think they should have kept their speed and not lost 5 points.
I also
I
don't
think-
mind them at speed 5 though, because now with tokens, they're even better with tokens now. Like they play token snares because you were putting them on siege breakers oftentimes a lot. At least people around here were.
No, speed 6 so you can get the token the first turn. So they need to be speed 6.
Exactly.
But I
Yeah.
like the fact that they can't be the warlock battery. I think that's enough of a nerf that you then get to choose.
Right. Because you can't have all your defense 6 big shield and shoot better than everybody else. You only get one of those.
All right,
Anyway,
what votes did I miss?
it was
Dalton.
3-1 in favor of the dwarves. I was the only ogre holdout.
All right. Did get the next one already set up. So we got Casey Murphy versus good old Donnie.
I believe it's Eric
Trowbridge.
Trowbridge.
Yeah, it's
Trowbridge.
Trowbridge.
My bad.
I'll read Trowbridge's list.
I seen E.
Of course you will.
Why wouldn't I?
I'll read Casey's.
All right.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right. Trowbridge has 4 regiments of Iron Guard, all with Mastiffs. He has 2 hordes of Shield Breakers, 1 with Blessing of the Gods. He has 2 troops of Brocks. He has 2 Flame Belchers. He has Gollux Fury. He has a Battle Driller and 2 Lords on Large Beasts. 14 drops, 25 unit strength. Yeah. Tried and
Mhm.
true for him.
Casey's playing undead. He's got 4 troops race, 2 hordes of zombie trolls, 2 hordes of whites, 1 with J Boots, a necro with the vicious aura for zombies, plus inspiring talisman and Bane Chant 2. Army Standard Bearer with the Tome of Darkness for Surge 5, plus he gives the Wild Charge aura to nothing. He's got Morgoth, the mandatory, and then he's got the formation for 14 drops and 25 unit strength.
I'm going to
Casey?
vote for Eric on this one because as much as Casey has a lot of fun things that can create a box with all that fly, punch is an issue, and enough punch to deal with Eric's defense 6 I don't necessarily see. And Eric's shield breakers are going to have a field day when they hit.
Casey, and Eric's a lot of fun. Ask as many questions as possible because it'll be a learning game. Because Eric is awesome.
It'll be a delight. It'll be very enjoyable. Eric's very fun to play against. You're gonna love it. You're not gonna like the outcome because Eric's gonna get probably 20 or 21 of the points that are available right now. So
Yeah, damn.
I'm voting Eric. This is his Masters list. This is his Masters prep tournament. He's not fucking around this year.
Well, Matt, Ray.
Yeah,
I already voted Eric.
Oh, my
Yeah.
bad. I didn't hear you. My bad.
I like the undead list. I kind of wish there was either a more. I feel like it's split between two different internal themes. One of which would be just spam whites and wraiths, which turns out is really good. The problem is you can't do that because wraiths are irregular, which is specifically so you can't do that. But then he went for zombie trolls and then kind of tried to mix in the zombie theme. And I almost wish that he had just like gotten the bare minimum unlocks and just gone 2 more hordes of whites. Because everything else, I think he has the right tools, but I think that Eric is just going to out experience him, and it's going to come down to Eric being Eric.
Eric
Alrighty.
being Eric beats a lot of people in this field. So
And dwarves are pretty good right now, frankly. Like dwarf on large beasts are pretty good. Shield breakers are pretty good. Throwing dogs are pretty good.
Just a little bit.
Hordes of Shield Breakers are pretty good. Gallux
Yeah.
Fury is pretty good. Troops
Gallux
of
Fury
Brock are
has been pretty good. Yeah.
Troops of Brocks have been severely underrated for a long time.
All
Yeah.
So,
right.
Matt, a question: how many lists do we see in any other meta of dwarfs without at least 2 dwarf lords on large beast?
Tim.
Oh, they're
Any-
common. They're often.
Any other meta? Hardly any. We have 2 free dwarf players, and that's where you don't see 2.
Oh, they both took 2, I thought.
No,
like,
No.
If you're asking like outside of the US, for example, the answer is you still see a lot of them because they're defense 6.
So everyone
Um,
takes dwarf on large beast. Like that. That
okay.
is the common. Okay.
And Golok's Fury and Thonar. No, not Thonar. Sorry, Thanor. Yes, thank you. There's multiple T names. but
Faber.
Yes,
Faber.
Faber. Thank you. That's the one I'm
is-
thinking of. The 7
Yeah.
attack one that's a shooty thing and a combat thing and defense 6 and dash 15 and inspiring and yeah, like yes, they're all quite good and they're all taken a little too often. And if there was another Clash book, believe me, I have notes, but there is not. So,
Okay.
spoilers. There's not another.
Oh my
Clash
God,
book.
he's leaking.
Fourth is
Oh,
fourth is coming.
no.
What? Fourth edition?
Been
Nobody
told
saw that
that's
coming.
somehow that's not like public knowledge apparently, but just for the record, yes, fourth is coming.
I have
Like-
to drink uncontrollably to that news now.
Yeah, every day.
Oh no, an excuse
Um,
to drink.
Damn it.
But yeah, I give it to Eric pretty handily. Even without doors being busted, I think Eric could pilot many lists and beat most people. So
He's a little good.
He
Just a little
he
bit.
won Masters with orcs, so I mean
Right.
the guy can walk on water in my eyes. So
Right. All right. Moving on to table 15, we have Adam Marcuella versus T3. Adam is playing elves as per usual, and T3 is playing Night Stalkers.
I can
Jason,
go.
you take the elves. I'll take the Night Stalkers.
All right, Adam's elves. He has 3 regiments of Palace Guard, all 3 with 2-handed weapons. 3 regiments of Kindred Warriors. Okay. 2 regiments of Forest Shamblers, a troop of Silver Breeze, a regiment of Stormwind Cab with the Quicksilver Lancer upgrade as you do with the Brewer Strength, a Drakon Horde with J Boots, the Elven King with Sabertooth Hunting Cat for Duelist, Horse Mount, Shardblade for melee 2+, and the Helm of the Drunken Ram for an extra Thunder. He's got the ASB to give the Palace Guard Rampage 3, and a Dragon Kindred Lord with Brutal for 14 drops and 31 unit strength. Oh,
This is
all
an
right.
elf list I can get behind. The only shooting is the Dragon Breath that had to be taken on the dragon.
Silver Breeze troop.
Not
it
gonna
is
lie,
true.
Matt.
He does have one thing.
Oh my God, Silver Race.
But it is a
could've-
breath of fresh. It is, as far as elf list goes, a breath of fresh air, as they say, because it doesn't have the standard elf list.
The Kindred Warriors also get the Rampage.
That also means it's probably bad though. So
That is 31 unit strength coming out of elves. That is potentially
That's
the highest
cool.
we've seen.
I don't know that elves have been known for their not letting things touch them mentality. Usually, like it's generally how they play. And this list wants to let things touch the elves, and elves are kind of frail. So, like, we'll see. You know, it's a brilliant plan strategy, Cotton. We'll see if it pays out or whatever the quote is.
Ballsy
Night
move,
Stalkers. Yeah, there
Night
we go.
Stalkers.
We got-
So T3, I got the Night Stalkers. That's
you
my
got it?
thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. He's got 2 regiments of tormentors, one with Chant of Hate. He has 3 soul flares, as you do. He's got 2 hordes of fiends, one with J boots, 2 mind screeches. Both of them are planers. Ugh. He has a tear. He has a shade with the scream shard, a void lurker with brew of haste. T3, you have 1 too many drops at 12 and 24 unit strength.
And
He
critically,
could have been
nothing
a
to-
part of the 11 club.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing out here with the 11
He-
club? Like,
He also has 7 hammers and no anvil.
Whoa.
He has the terror.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I must disagree with that assertion. In fact, you do need an anvil to do hammer and anvil things.
Bullshit.
Depends on if you hit
Well,
first. or not.
especially if you're bringing heal 14. What are you
Right.
healing?
What are you healing? Yeah,
what are
and
you-
also to do the all hammers, you have to have the guarantee that you will hit first, and there is nothing here that says he will hit first. All right,
Void
he's
Lurker,
got
Void Lurker.
Void Lurker's cool,
With
but
haste,
I can tell
with
you
haste.
It's got
Yeah,
Void
it's
Lurker.
true.
Void Lurker.
it is a
It
brave
will hit.
dragon. It will hit you, and don't get me wrong, I do love Void Lurkers. I do love Brew of Haste on a dragon. You have to play that perfectly, and realistically, it's not charging out there on its own. So, like, yeah, it's
This sounds like
I don't know. With T3, it could be.
that sounds like a
I
hold my
never know.
hold
sure,
my beer
and
moment.
T3 will absolutely. I mean, here's the thing. I was shitting on this elf list, but at the same time, I genuinely don't know who wins this now. Like, probably.
You know
the
what?
elf, maybe?
I'm not allowed to vote,
All right.
but T3's got this.
So
Adam,
it's split
Adam
because
Oldroy.
Adams has half of his list at speed 9, speed 10, and then the other half is just the speed 6. T3
Right.
outspeeds that other half of the list with everything.
Right. So, like, do you commit with, like, the dragon and the Dracons and leave the rest behind? And I guess the
Absolutely,
Elven,
you
you
do.
do have an Elven King, yeah. And then, I mean, this is such a whack list. He does have the banner. He does at least have the banner for the Rampage. Whereas, like, if he doesn't have that, I don't know what he's doing with these elves.
You know who
Um,
else Rampage? That Terror. And you know what he's going to do? He's
Oh,
going to
yeah.
rampage.
Nom 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 nom.
I
All
take,
Elven infantry, rampage it all.
yeah. I mean, I like Soul Flayers, so I think those
See-
are good. I like Tormentors. I think those are good. I just wish there was something in front of them.
T3's got
You're like,
this.
Hey, you know what's in front of them? It's fiends. So that they
Apparently,
can
it's Fiends. Yeah.
block off their line of sight so they can't see over them. But
Hey, you take Rally behind it. They're 17-19, which isn't terrible, right?
sure.
Like,
Yeah, defense.
have a 19-20 terror, so that's good. Like,
Could be good.
yeah,
We'll see.
this is
Uh,
this will be nifty. I would love to see the end of this.
I'm voting on Night Stalkers just out of principle.
Go Elves,
Sure.
baby. Go Elves. Adam, you got this.
Knew that was happening.
Yeah, of course
This-
it was. I
this
didn't vote
might
for the other
be-
Elves, so
Well, Ray,
I-
are you gonna make me vote?
I'm voting for the elves because any alpha list with no shooting is worthy of my vote.
All right.
I mean, shit. I was gonna say basically quote for quote what Ray just said, but I have to make Billy vote, and so I'll pick T3.
no.
Also, because T3 is a splendid, fun game. So, if bare minimum, this will be very entertaining.
But T3 was a bad movie.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. T2 was the better movie.
I'll be honest, I don't know what movie you're talking about. Terminator?
The Terminator's movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I just wanted to make sure. I'm T1
Well-
all the way,
well-
but you know.
I'm
Right.
picking up what Ray was putting.
You guys say have me vote, but I can't vote for elves, so T3.
Okay.
You
Can't
know,
even vote for an elf
Still
list
can't
that has
vote
less
for an
than
elf list
20
that doesn't
shots.
have-
They
yeah,
s-
that
they
doesn't
s-
have bows.
bows or not, they still have pointy ears, and I can't do it.
That's fair.
You could thank Jason for
Wrong universe, Ray.
that. You can
Hey,
thank.
pointy ears are pointy ears.
All right, table 16. We have Mark Davis, if he's still in chat. Hopefully he is, and Tyler Schultz. Mark is playing Halflings, and Tyler's playing Order of the Brother Mark.
So, Mark, I like your list. If you're in the chat, this was one of the lists I was looking at beforehand. You're playing halflings, 2 hordes.
Read
of
it off,
Braves.
Ray.
Yeah, I'm excited by this list. I want to play halflings in the future. 2 hordes of braves, 2 regiments of grenadiers, the forest troll gunner regiment, 2 regiments of juggers, 2 regiments of aeronauts, an iron beast with the pride of the shires, the muster captain with the miniature horse, sure-footed captain to give it the aura strider, a saucer with his little dog, the muster captain on winged. How do you pronounce it, Matt? Arielaz?
Arielaz.
Aralez, I think.
Arielaz with hands sanguinary scripture, and then the formation with the spear spikes and 2 cav troops with the black powder weapons, so that they can shoot with 18-inch range, piercing 1, steady aim. So this is the list that has a bit of everything. Combined arms, nothing more than 2. Well-balanced list.
Speaking of balance, we got Tyler Schultz's list. He's got 2 hordes of penitents, a horde of men-at-arms spears with the veteran command for an extra nerve. He has 2 more hordes of monster slayers, one with bruised strength. He has a regiment of bowmen. He has 3 phoenixes, one of them being ancient. He has an exemplar paladin on foot with the lead from the front. I believe that gives him rally 1 for infantry. He has the trickster's wand as well. He has a exemplar chaplain with battle hymns, bane chants, and veil of shadows. High chaplain Augustus, and he has 3 palace guard captains for 15 drops and 29 unit strength. These guys did not get the memo of the 11 drop club.
Nope.
That's a lot of infantry. That's a lot of infantry on the table there.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll see
For
some
both?
giants with Rampage.
I was gonna say for both sides, frankly, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
big chunks of hordes, and then what's not? I mean, he's got 2 regiments of juggers too, which I like. So who doesn't like nimble cav that are just knights with nimble for free? And aeronauts, because aeronauts are good. I like the halfling list, short and to the point.
Those
Mark, any consolation, I'm going to vote for you because I like your balanced list. I think you have all the tools in the toolbox. It's not that I have anything against anyone willing to play Order of the Brother Mark, but yeah, I think you have the bit more speed advantage to take out the infantry.
But Tyler does have the shooting advantage. Triple Phoenix and that regiment of bowmen. It's going to do it.
Phoenixes are broken.
It is the regiment of bowmen that puts it over the top.
Honestly, it is. He played a very similar list at Adepticon, and he was telling me how the regiment of bowmen like shot above its weight class every game and
Yep.
like won him 2 of his games. I like both these lists, but I do really like Tyler's list. You don't see Brother Mark every day. Even though he went the cheesy triple Phoenix, triple Ogre Palace Guard captain, he had enough infantry hordes to balance it out. So I'm taking Tyler on this one.
Yeah, I just got checked to see if we were dumb and didn't cap brutal, and it turns out we were dumb and didn't cap brutal. So if the halflings don't take brutal +1 on their giant to have potentially brutal 4 in every freaking combat around the what's her name, that's gonna be horrifying.
Yeah.
They will
Oh.
out ogres the ogres.
They will absolutely out ogres the ogres because we didn't cap it at 3 because there's a way to get that in game, but there's definitely a way to get it when you can cheat out an event giant. So
Hell yeah. Also, for those that haven't been to Bugeater, that's kind of our thing. We make
yes.
some broken ass fucking character thing, and we say it's balanced because everybody has it.
In fairness, you did ask to help with it, and I'm just like, I don't. There's only so much you can do.
It's gonna be broken, but how broken?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
we trim the edges still.
Bugeater's never had a broken special character. Just saying.
Not once.
I've never heard anybody complain about it.
I've complained that they've been bad for many years.
So 2 for halflings, 1 for Brother Mark. I'm going to pick Brother Mark just to make Billy vote.
Well,
Oh, sorry. I didn't clarify what I was voting for. I'm voting for Tyler.
Oh, then I'm going for the halflings.
There you go. You want to make Billy vote? Okay.
fuck.
I do like
That's
both.
the name of the game.
I like the halfling list, and I do think if you don't take brutal on the giant, you're missing out on an opportunity to really just make some people hate their lives. Like
Well, I do
minus
think
4 to everyone's nerve stats.
I like both lists. I think both. I do think Tyler probably has played more than Mark lately, more than likely. But I do like both lists, so I was going to pick whoever to make Billy vote either way. It's not the player this time.
Yeah, Tyler went to Adepticon, so he has played more recently.
And Marcher. He played him at Marcher
Yep.
too.
Mark was at Marcher too.
He was? Okay. That's
Yeah.
right.
Shit.
Yep.
Well, just because Mark is here watching the stream, Mark, you got it. Both of them are fucking awesome, but Mark is here watching the stream, so.
I call dibs on Devlin's list.
So fuck you, T3. All right, we have table 17. We got Danny Johnson versus Devlin Smith.
I'll let Danny's list get read first.
I'll read Danny. We've got Ice Naiads with Tundra Fighters and Spears, and Hammer Measured Force, as you do in a Horde. We've got 3 regiments of Pack Hunters. Yeah, we got 3 regiments of Pack Hunters. We got 3 Frostclaw Riders, all with Ice Bombs for shooting attacks. We got 3 Snow Foxes. We got an Icekin Bolt Thrower. We got an Ice Queen with Hex and Wither and Perish. And we have a Frostclaw Champion and Hrim, because of course you take Hrim. You gotta have the best giant. And that's 14 drops and 25 unit strength.
I really wish Devlin was playing against Felix. Devlin's list is named Harvest D's. Obviously, D's nuts. So, Stalwart Horde. He's got Heroes of Hornburg, which gives him what? Elite?
Inspiring.
And Inspiring. It's not bad. 2 Poacher Regiments, a Edge Grenadier, Forest Troll Horde, 2 Juggers, both with Relentless, one with Mead, the other with Blood of the Old King. Aeronauts Regiments, Double Harvester, you gotta harvest them somehow. Muster Captain, Mounted, and Sure-Footed for the Strider Aura. Saucer with the halfling hot pots, and Wings of Honey Maze. Got to get that saucer wherever you need the sauce. And then a double muster captains on winged airless. 14 drops, 25 unit strength. Hey, they both have 14 drops and 25 unit strength.
I don't remember if the last time I played him he had poachers. I do recognize almost everything else though.
I do like him leaning a little harder compared to Mark's list. Like the harvesters are a pain in the ass, especially when you give him Strider.
You're really good, yes.
You need 3 of them.
Now when you
Yeah,
have
I think
fucking
was
Jugger with
fine.
Blood of the Old King.
Yeah.
3 of them.
That said, I mean, Ice Naiads have Phalanx and are tanky. Pack Hunters means that there will be a shoot-off, and Poachers will... actually, they both have Stealthy. Yeah, they both do. They're basically mirror matched up. Yeah, they are. Oh my god, it's almost like the point system works sometimes.
No, pack hunters also don't have steady aim. Is a big deal.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, you're
Or-
swapping
or-
Scout.
or-
Yeah,
Yeah, or
but they got the
Scout.
Wild Charge and the Thunderous Charge one instead.
Yeah, they're better combat. Okay. So there are some differences, which is fine. And then we got... but he does have the 3 Frostclaw Lighters, which is another 18... No, not 18. 36 shots with Piercing 1 instead of 8. But he's got Trolls on the other side. Oh, but they're not the Gunner Trolls. There's normal Trolls.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's got the
That's
first.
just one horde.
He's got the he's got
Yeah.
the champion too.
It's a pretty close matchup.
Yeah. It just means that Devlin does have to be the one to approach. It's got to treat it like an elf list. Like, this is basically an elf list in sheep's clothing.
Pretty much.
Like, Frostclaw Lighters are Dracons. They're just not quite as good as Dracons.
I think that's the
But
first
they-
Wither
but
and
they
Perish we've seen.
It is.
That's because it's not good. I mean,
Ooh.
Whoa, whoa.
I do like Periscope on it. I think that's the best way to do it. Like, it. And I
Hot
do think,
takes here. Jeez.
yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, there's a reason that no one takes it. Like, the short range is really painful. But it's cool. I think it's a neat way to get weakness into a list that doesn't necessarily have weakness options. I don't think you really have a lot of things to weaken in the halfling list. I guess Aeronauts. But they're going to hit you first anyway, so you don't care. Like, at that point, they've already done the damage. Like, that's the problem. A lot of the things you want to weaken in this list, at least, are going to either hit you and kill you, or hit you and die immediately as soon as you hit them back, because it's halflings.
Or, yeah,
Stalwarts, I guess.
You just sit them behind the Ice Naiads and say, cool, you're weakened, you're ensnared, and potentially phalanxed, and I don't have to deal with whatever's touching that unit for the rest of the game.
Yeah. You will kill it in the grind. So, but that said, Devlin has gotten real good with halflings and just a better player in general. And whether or not he wants to pretend to be mid-table, he needs to stop lying to himself and the community. He's definitely moved up, in my mind at least, to where he's now decidedly lower end of the top.
Yeah,
Is this,
he's not.
this sober Devlin or drunk Devlin we're talking about, or both?
Frankly, either. Like, he's
fair.
played decently, at least several drinks in. Like, Slosh Devlin, I think, falls apart, but that's a whole different story.
That's a new
So-
level.
Yeah,
so-
Devlin,
That's a new level playing sloshed.
Get him
I
drunk,
agree.
Danny.
I'll play.
Devlin's definitely improved because he's went from qualifying to Masters because people have dropped out to becoming the 8th man on the team.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he qualifies now.
And now relying on elves to get him into masters, unlike
Yes.
some other people.
Unlike you. Show up.
Yeah. Doing it with halflings, an army that decidedly is not necessarily top tier.
They're very good. Don't
They're
let
very
Matt
good.
lie to you, people. Having Aura Strider is a good way to start off a list. You can't go
Yeah.
wrong with that.
This is true. And when half your
I'm
stuff ignores terrain anyway.
I'm voting based off of names of lists, and Devlin won that matchup by a landslide. So I'm going with Devlin.
Danny, you get my vote.
Who you gave the vote to?
Danny.
I'm gonna give it to Danny only because I want the
Continued
tiebreaker
Forcing
vote.
Billy.
Otherwise, I'd vote for Devlin because he's awesome and he's a great guy to play against. So I think this is a fun table.
Yeah,
But-
I can't vote. I can't vote for Devlin. That's against my moral
But
code.
Billy, I just want to hear you vote. I just want to hear your sweet angelic voice.
Well, I think it's time for me to go to bed, so have a good night, guys. I have no idea who Danny is, and if I do, I'm sorry. I'll recognize you when you get here.
You met him at Adepticon just a month ago, so
Did I? I was probably drunk.
Yeah.
I was
So
probably
he
glasses
definitely-
and a
I was probably really
Yeah,
really fucking
glasses,
drunk.
long beard, like longer goatee.
yeah, longer goatee. Yeah,
Okay.
I think
he
there was.
usually has longer hair too. Him and
Blake.
I think I spent more time.
him and Blake hang out.
I think I spent more time drunk at Adepticon than I did sober.
I could see that.
Sure. Danny, you got it. All right, moving on to what number are we on? Table 18?
19.
19.
It's
England.
technically 18 because we
Yeah.
we lost table
It says
4.
Well, it says 19. You need to read
I
harder.
get it. Hey, I understand.
Also-
I understand Minnesota can't read, but there is no table 4. So
But we do have 4 tables left, so
yes. So we have Andrew Porter versus Jesse Berglund. Let me pull these up here.
I can do Berglund.
I can do Andrews. So
Go
Andrew
ahead.
had 3 regiments of immortal guards with throwing mastiffs and infernal wardens. So dash 17, regeneration 5, vicious, crushing 1. 2 regiments of decimators, 2 gargoyle troops, abyssal half-breed regiment, abyssal grotesque horde, the Hellfane with the Hellfane Overmaster upgrade with Masterwork pistols for 18-inch 5-attack piercing 1 steady aim shots, 2 Iron Casters, each with Fireball 12, and Infernoc with Fire Oil and the Molten Boulder, and Braki Baka because he is an absolute pain to deal with as well at 200 points. 14 drops, 26 unit strength, because 11 drops is for losers.
Jesse's bringing Twilight. He switched up a little bit from what he's been playing. He's got a horde of wardens with Blood Hex, a troop and a regiment of mutants. The regiment's got strength, 2 phantom troops, 3 regiments of butchers, 2 hordes of impalers, a mind screech that's a planar apparition, 2 crones, both have weakness. The one of them's got weakness and Bane Chant, a Soul Bane on Nightmare, and a Navigator on Void Skiff with it's got the shooting, and then the Legacy obviously for 15 drops at 25 unit strength.
I love how Jesse's list says Twilightkin with Ensnarer Horde, and he took the Fleet Wardens, which have Phalanx.
Right? I'm glad you said it and I didn't have to.
He probably
fuck,
went through some
Jesse?
list iterations and forgot to change the name.
Oh god. But I do like this Abyssal list. I'm not a huge fan of Decimator regiments. I like troops and I like hordes, but everything else in the
Yeah.
list I like. So
Fireball with the Iron Cat. Oh, those are Iron Casters, not X-Casters. Okay.
Iron casters they inspire, and Fireball
Yes.
like they're
It's
pretty
vicious
good
fireball
for
12.
80
Yeah.
for 85 points. It's pretty
Yeah.
pretty
They're like
solid.
weapon teams.
Mhm.
They're inspiring weapon teams that are also characters, so they can spin around and go wherever they want. Yeah, they're fine.
They're good.
Now that they don't cost like 100 points apiece, they're great.
Yeah.
And the Mortal Guard are really good right now.
Yes, Immortal Guard are. I'm still very glad that we made sure that. Yeah, Mortal Guard are great.
I do want to ask the RC something. How is
No.
it that an Infernox, which comparable to a Juggernaut in the Dwarf list, how is it that we can have such a wide difference when it comes to shooting attacks?
Well,
You have the floor.
one person wrote one list, and a different RC member wrote the other list, and that's my answer.
Very short and to the point. I like it.
Yeah, and one person.
Would you like to name names?
No. I'm not going to throw them out of the bus in a public forum, but I will say that they know who they are, and I will say that
I think
one of us adheres better to the formula than the other does. I'm just
there's
saying.
there's only 14 people watching. We can edit it out afterwards.
No, it won't get edited out.
I would say I don't know how to edit. So
the Infernox is definitely closer to what these things probably should be, versus the other option for regular dwarves. But it was mostly just trying to give it a ranged attack that actually like was dirt cheap and justifiable because it was slow. And it just needed something to help with its threat range. Being speed 5 makes a huge difference as a unit, for being a back end like support piece. Like it has 6 attacks, but what is it doing with the 6 attacks, right? Like it has to get into combat, and if it can't get into combat because it's speed 5, then it needs to be able to do something while it's trying to get into combat. It's still an awkward unit. I think now that it has, which notably I don't see on this one, but it should have the ability to take an upgrade where you get like elite for infantry, which is why I'm surprised not to see that, or elite melee for infantry very specifically. I'm a little surprised not to see that here with these immortals, but this also feels like a kitchen sink doctrine Abyssal Dwarf list where he's taken a little bit of everything.
Yeah, that's why I like it.
Yeah. It's not bad because all these units are good. I just this feels like he's testing the waters. The part that makes sense to me is the Immortal Guard and the Decimators. Like he's got a solid frontline center chunk. I would like to see the elite melee aura, because that also helps the Decimators, because eventually they will have to start punching things.
I mean, the Abyssal Half-Breed Regiment is another thing I could get you on a tantrum with, but
they're great.
So I like those guys too. But no, I think Abyssal Dwarves are in a good spot where, like you said, if it's just a tester list, like he has a lot of good options in this list. So
yeah. Ironically, the only thing that I don't particularly like Eddie is Bracky Barca. I know Ray poked him up for that. I will say that is entirely a personal preference thing, though. Like, I just don't like expensive individuals. So, I do like that. He's got a lot of good punch to him, and Bardoom is a fun, extra inspiring. So you don't need to take it from elsewhere. But he's got plenty of inspiring, so I don't think he's worrying about that.
Well, Adam, who you vote for?
I know Andrew is a newer player out of Kansas City, so I think Jesse's gonna win the game. But I like Andrew's list better.
Jesse has changed his since the changes to the Impalers and the what's it called, the Navigator.
He changed it for this tournament.
I was gonna say, I don't think I've seen him run this list.
He played. I played him recently. He changed it for this tournament.
Oh, you played him at Dipticon. That's right. He
Yes, I
change it.
did. It was not this list at Adepticon.
True. I do like this list better personally. This reminds me more of his Trollykin when he had the butchers that run up, and then he's got something on the hill where they adjust the charge after that. But no, I'll take Jesse. I like both lists, but I gotta go with my teammate for this one.
Well, Matt, Ray, what would you guys like?
I think Jesse. I think Jesse's got the experience on this one.
I'm gonna go with Andrews. I just like his list better, even with Rocky Barca, because I like crushing 3 Dread and Fury on a 6 attack unit.
It is entirely a preference thing. Like he's not bad. I just don't like individuals.
But I like Andrew's list. I think it has lots of options. I think it has lots of things it can do. And I'm looking for. This is one of the ones that I'd be curious to see how the game goes.
All right, moving
It'll
on
be
to
cool to
table
watch.
table 19. We have myself versus Neil. I'm not even trying his last name.
Collie.
Ollie.
Collie.
Sweet.
Billy, read your own list.
All right, who would like Neil's list?
I can do Neil's.
I-
It's fine.
All right,
Unless Matt, you really feel entitled, like you really want to.
I gotta read next, so go for it.
Okay,
all right, go ahead.
go ahead, Billy.
Go ahead, Jason.
No, go ahead, Billy.
All right, I'm playing Varnger.
Give
I
me shit
have-
about my list.
I have 2 regiments of Draugr, a horde of Fallen with Brew Strength, 2 Mounted Sons regiments. Both of them have the Stealthy upgrade. One of them's got the Jesse's Boots with the Brew Sharpness. 3 regiments of Snow Foxes. Magnild, 2 Stealthful Primes. One's got the Blaze Slashing. One has the Staying Stone. Griffner, and then the Formation, giving the regiments of the drawing a blank. Holy shit.
Horse
Horse
Archer.
Raiders.
Yeah. Hitting on 3s, and then the character with the aura of brutal +1 mounted. 15 drops, 23 unit strength.
Neil
You
is.
missed the opportunity to have Brutal 3 on the Mountain Suns. I'm
That-
so sad.
There is a chance, but no.
Nah, I
Not
was
in
gonna
this one.
say.
Not in this one.
It doesn't actually work.
You can blame
'Cause-
Adam and Travis for that.
No. You can blame the way that the rules are because auras don't stack with each other. So the +1 brutal aura that Slicksnear, the special character, gives cannot stack with another
With the
+1
giant,
brutal
yeah.
aura.
Ah,
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm sad, just like you, Ray. Whereas, like the big deal, it's not an aura. It specifically gives a unit +1 to their brutal stat, so they can then benefit from an aura of +1.
Plus, Billy's been shot off
Now-
the board way too many times.
Actually, Matt, is the halflings sorcerer, is that considered an aura?
Yeah, but it's they're all auras, but it's you take the highest.
Right. So
They don't
the
stack with each
halfling
other.
aura, halfling aura can't stack with a +1 brutal then from the giant because it's 2 auras of the same keyword.
Oh god, I'd have to go check and see how we ruled the +1 versus the base. I think you're correct. I think it does not stack. I think it would actually cap at 3 at that point,
Because, like you said, you
which
take
is
the
still
highest
good.
value.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I wanted it to stack, but I think I got outvoted on that one.
All right, so Matt, you make sure everybody knows +3 brutals all you're gonna get, whether you're halflings or ogres.
Probably for the better.
You know what I'm not.
+4 would have
You
been
know what I'm
cancers.
not gonna take? Brutal.
There we
Fair
go.
enough.
Oh,
All right,
Billy-
so
Tread
go
realm here.
ahead.
I don't think Billy knows what he's taking yet, but that's okay.
I have
Neil is
no fucking clue.
Neil's running Tread Realms. He's got 4 hordes of Dam Busters, 4 regiments of Tidal Swarm, 3 Knuckers, Billy's favorite unit. Trident King with King of Mirror. How do you say that? Which is
Rallying 2 for Dam Busters. Those are all 17-19s.
It won't
thank
matter.
you.
It won't
And then
matter.
the River Guard Dam Buster Sentinel, or 3 of them, for 15 drops at 23 unit strengths. That's a lot of frogs.
I love this list.
I do like this list.
It's a little froggy.
Someone's got to show him how to actually play Trident Realm, so I'm going to take Neil on this, and he's my team member. Plus, I've seen Billy's dice lately; they have not been good. So either they're going to be really good, or they're going to be shitty. Still,
I might.
You're right. Billy is due. I'm going to vote for Billy because of that. His dice can't be that bad for that long.
I might.
it's Billy.
Jason, you're staying at my house. I might fart on your pillow now.
If there's one thing I've learned from Trident Realms is that every Trident Realm player disagrees on what Trident Realm players want or how Trident Realm players want it more than any other faction ever. Full stop.
I was a part of that chat.
Every time I've talked to like other factions and army players, like there's general consistency about like we need these things or like these are the problems we face or like these are the units that suck. Trident Realms, all of them disagree with each other. All of them hate everything else that everyone else is taking at all times. So there is no way to make any of them happy. So I'm just happy to see the Trident King on the table. That's good. I'm glad to see that the upgrade that was one of the most contested ones is being taken. And I'm happy to see Dam Busters, all of which at least 3 different people were like, this sucks. No one will take it ever. So I'm just happy to see it, let alone if it's good. I don't know if it's good, but I imagine 17, 19 hordes of things that are still, Crush 2 and Thunder 1 are going to hurt.
And it's not just that, it's the Sentinels go up to 14, 16.
Mm-hmm.
They do not. They don't get the upgrade because their keywords they distinctly lack the Dam Buster keyword.
Oh,
I feel like that's an error. I need to go check that.
As
Check
what
it.
I'm seeing right now.
Check it.
Like
Hold on.
they don't
Matt,
get it.
check it in July.
It wouldn't matter for this.
Wait
It wouldn't
till
matter
July.
for this event regardless. But I would want to go check it because I feel like that's a clerical error. But
I believe Neil is going to Masters, and I think he would appreciate an answer before then.
God,
He is going to Masters.
I'll do some investigation and see if it's an error. Still tracking those down, unfortunately. But yeah, I like this Trident Realm list. I'm not biased in any way, shape, or form. Nothing against Billy, who I just had to remember is playing him. I think Billy's great. I think Billy will do really good, but I just like the Trident Realm list.
Billy, I'm sorry. Ratkin, Orcs, Trident Realm, and I just finished playing against a Trident Realm player with this upgrade on his Trident Realm.
Hey.
It does make a difference having Rally too. So.
All I have to say is, Neil, I'm sorry if my dice go off. It's the last 6 people I've played's fault.
He's not wrong.
Yep.
He is not wrong at all.
All right. Next we have Garrett Mercier versus Matt Carmack.
I'll read Garrett's list. All right, Garrett is playing Twilightkin. He's got 2 hordes of Fleet Wardens, which are the Phalanx unit, both with Celestial War upgrade for extra nerve. One has Bruise Sharpness, the other has Chant of Hate. He has a regiment of mutants with Staying Stone. He has 2 Phantoms. He has a Butcher Horde with Orb, so unit strength 4. All right. He has 2 Soul Flares. He has 2 Gore Drakes. All right, bud. I see you. And then he has 2 Void Captains. One with Reaver of the Middle Sea for 6 attacks. The other has Veteran for dash 15 nerve and Loot for Bane Chant. And then he has a Soul Bane on Nightmare 13 drops. I am a little disappointed, Garrett. You're normally the elitist of the elite club, and you did not join the 11 drop elite club. So 13 drops, 26 unit strength.
And in fairness, neither did I. I
But you got
am
closer
taking-
than him.
Yeah, by one. Taking an enslaved guardian horde with Aegis the Elohi for Iron Resolve, 2 troops of Rev Cav and 4 regiments of Rev Cav. One has J boots. The Soul Snare, the Monolith, a Pharaoh on a chariot with Orb of Towering Presence for extra unit strength, because that is desperately in short supply in this list. Idol of Shobek and Pappy for 12 drops and 24 unit strength.
You travel with your pappy again, huh?
I travel always with Pappy. It was either that or Rats. And this is a lot more compact.
He didn't travel with Pappy on the bicycle or the motorcycle, but
No, I did. I absolutely took Pappy on the bike. Believe me, that was a fun time. He just didn't get, fortunately my miniatures were not in the accident, so they weren't hard. The important things made it out.
yeah, that is what we all asked first thing when we heard about it. So
yeah, were the miniatures crunched? I think it's a good matchup for Garrett because he has 2 hordes of Phalanx things, which is exactly what I said against Darren Chapman before almost drawing him. So
you were destroying him.
He missed a point, but ignoring that's a discussion for later. I like his odds with 2 hordes of Fleet Wardens because those are the exact things that I usually don't want to see. It's not the end of the world because I think everyone sees my list and like, oh, Phalanx and you're screwed. And it's like, it's not true. Like, you can eventually get to the flanks and eat them, and there are enslaved guardians, there are solutions, but the problem is that 2 of them is pretty difficult if he can anchor to a building and build a good anchor and like not leave terrain basically.
You mean play well?
Yeah, pretty much. And
okay.
the only thing I don't like in his list is I don't like the Staying Stone on the mutants. I don't like Staying Stone on a 3-gap nerve unit. I don't think it makes a big enough difference at that point.
You know what difference it makes? It makes a difference enough for people not to then think about a 3-gap nerve.
I do think
Everything's a
Phantom's gonna
2-gap
come into
nerve
play.
now.
Yeah.
The Phantoms are going to come into play too at speed 10, nimble. I mean,
Absolutely, they will.
between that and the Fleet Wardens, I think he's got some tools there to at least break up your attacks so you don't have the amount of attacks to chew through something consistently.
He has enough speed that it's not just a case of me getting able to pick fights. Like he's got me outsped with Phantoms, which is exactly what you want. He can block off just enough of the Rev Cav that I can't lock him down. Soul Flayers will just park behind the hordes like they should, and the second that I come to engage with anything, they will pop out and flank it and delete it. Or they'll wait until I finally chew through the Fleet Wardens to then counterpunch. Like his list is just much better for what this matchup wants. I'm playing a list that was designed to fight 2nd edition lists, and I haven't changed it since the beginning of 3rd. So
I'm voting Garrett. He brought Gore Drakes.
there is that. I'm happy to see Gore Drakes. Those are cool. It's probably the weakest part of his list.
Yeah, they're worse Soul Flares, but they're in the list, so
Yeah, but they're there. That is really the problem with Soul Flayers. They're just that. Just take them over everything else. Yeah, I would vote Garrett in this matchup if I'm looking at it.
If only you were allowed to vote.
I'm going to
no
vote
voting
for
for
Matt
you.
just because I think he's going to find a way. I don't know which way, but he's going to find a way.
Well, I'm
That's
playing a dead faction, so life can't find a way.
Matt will take 25 minutes on his first turn and then end up winning somehow. No idea how.
I mean, that's true.
So in saying that,
Depends.
I'm still going to pick Garrett.
It depends. Will Matt let Garrett move the same unit twice and allow a charge that shouldn't have been available?
Yeah. Yeah. Hindsight's 2020, and perfect caster vision.
Okay, so
apparently.
the real vote is how much time is left on each player's clock.
I have the advantage. Magoo won't be feeding me alcohol for like 6 hours straight at that point.
Challenge accepted.
I was about to say Billy will.
No. Fair. Yeah, I like Garrett's chance. I don't think I've played Garrett. I don't know if I've ever played him, or if I did, it's been a long time.
Garrett's an
so
awesome.
that'll
awesome
be fun.
game. Awesome game.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
That'll be one for sure.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to that, if nothing else.
All right.
All right,
Last table of the tournament. We have Austin Howell versus Jordan Braun. Adam, would you take Austin? And Jason, would you take
Sure.
Jordan?
No.
All right, Austin. He has his undead, 3 regiments of zombies, 2 troops of whites, 2 troops of mummies, 2 regiments of soul reavers, one with blood of the old king, the other with chant of hate, 2 hordes of whites, Lich King with loot, lightning bolts, and hex, Morgoth, and Lady Alona. 14 drops, 22 unit strength.
All right, and then Jordan's got 2 regiments of mutants. He's got the strengths, 1 troop of phantoms, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 regiments
7.
of void wranglers. 2 crones, both got enthrall. One of them's got the amulet plus enthrall plus alchemist curse 4. Lilith Bleakheart, and then a void liquor with the Pride of the Dark Fleet and a blade of slashing. Pride
gives it inspiring and 1 extra nerve. On
Thank you.
attacks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
At least somebody knows rules for one army. But so 14 drops and 23 unit strength.
Oh, I hate this army.
Instead of the shooting scoot, it's the pull and destroy.
Yeah. It's a perfect evidence that hybrid units are literally on a knife's edge to balance, because literally before when they only had 6 inches of range, people were like, these are garbage, and then they went to 9 inches of range, and now there's this. So I don't know.
I hate that you generalize this, Matt, because I said these guys are great, and everything else in the army got nerfed, and sure, they got the extra range, but I thought they were excellent before this.
Sure.
Void Wrangler.
And I needed
Void
you to
Wrangler's
take
for life.
7 of these and show people what's what before everyone else decided that they were useless, because that's unfortunately how
No, I
balance
don't.
is a vibe.
They were useless.
I don't
before.
slide to that degeneration level of
No.
degeneration.
So-
Right?
Gotcha. So I just needed to convince Jesse to prove people right or wrong. I'm not sure, because
They
Jesse
were-
wouldn't run this until this
they
was,
were
or Jordan
worthless.
wouldn't run this. Sorry, I apologize, Jesse. You're better than this. Jordan is not, though. So yeah, I expect this level of filth.
Jesse showed you the way when it came to ogres, though.
No, that was Justin. Justin's the one
All
who
right. Justin.
yeah.
Jesse hasn't shown you shit. No, you're
Force of the
Yes.
Abyss. He played a Force of the Abyss hard.
He did play a really good Force of the Abyss. He made Force of the Abyss work when other people weren't making it work. Or at least he made
Did
it
he
work.
make it work?
Yes. He won
He
Lone
won
Wolf a
Lone
couple
Wolf.
times. He won some other events. Yeah,
Let's look at his
okay.
Masters record.
Okay,
Did he make
yes.
it work?
Whoa.
I don't know what happened in Masters, but yes.
Shots fired, Jesse. You should have been here at Buggy.
I think I've consistently stated that the South needs more practice against range lists, because we just don't run enough of those down here.
They need to
You also
play,
need
mountain
practice
region,
not
more region.
placing your own terrain.
Also that, yeah. Well, but also terrain that's not huge, because apparently, no one else uses standard
But
terrain.
even Lone Wolf wasn't that
Um,
big of terrain.
It's not. It really
No.
isn't.
it's bigger than y'all's. Um,
Not much.
Weird
Not what she
flex,
said.
but okay.
uh,
Oh.
I like Austin, and I like Austin's list. I don't know that it wants to see this.
I'm gonna
Oh,
bet on Jordan and feel really dirty doing so.
yeah.
I hope you feel dirty doing that.
If there were some just a little bit, God, their speed 7 too.
Yes, that's the problem. Like, if they were speed 6, I'd be like, okay.
No, you
Speed
wouldn't.
Yeah.
7 is...
No, you wouldn't.
They're such a weird like design concept.
Mutants are fine.
They're like there was a point where they were supposed to be like a unit that could break off into 2 different units, and God, the like logistics of that were like such a mountain where I was like, no, absolutely not. But yeah, the speed 7s because they have tormentors, which were originally supposed to be shadowhounds, but then they became tormentors later, and so it just became this. This unit is cursed in my mind. My least favorite unit in the Twilightkin list. And I definitely have favorites.
Austin has a shot. He's played against ensnaring unit or armies before, or not ensnaring, enthralling shooting units before.
Yeah.
So if he's
He
picked
can.
up some, if he's picked up some good tips and understands kind of what to do to defend against that, I think he's all right. But yeah, this Twilightkin list, if it can pick off one of the key units without putting itself in threat range, it's game over at that point. So Austin needs to play this much better than what Jordan needs to actually play this in order to pull out a victory. So
How much surge does he have? He's got 10 on Morgoth, and is that it?
uh, 3 on
No,
Lady
3 on
Alona.
Lady.
Oh, man. I was hoping for like another 8. I was like, maybe he could shotgun things into it to like start the process of like stopping the shooting. But yeah, it's rough.
But you know
This
what?
is
You know what he can do? He can enthrall Jordan back with his enthrall 5 from Lady Alona.
You know, I don't actually hate that as a play though. Like, you pull one unit forward, it forces the line forward. Like, pounce on that and at least delete one thing before you start getting shot. Because the whites are still whites, right? Like, they will still delete a unit a turn if they're left to do it. So,
Soul Reavers will do the same thing.
yeah, exactly. So he still has tools. It's just he's gotta be able to actually get into it and not just let them shoot and scoot and just do mean things to him. So
and then he has to survive the double mutants coming down at him and the Void Lurker flying in from left field as well.
Yeah. If anything, this is another apology to the undead community that like, yes, undead are on that list of things that I wanted to do a remake for, and yes, that won't happen until 4th at this point. But
Don't apologize. Tell them to suck it up, pull themselves up by their bootstraps, and make undead great again.
listen, they've got Morgoth. I don't know what else they could ask for at this point, right? Like, I did my job.
Yeah, the issue is they can't take
mission
Runic
accomplished,
and
as they said.
Morgoth.
Anyway, ignoring that, yeah, I give the edge to Jesse because I've seen this filth, and clearly it's working if he's still taking it. So
It'd be great
No.
if Jesse was
No,
actually
no.
playing, but
He-
who are you
oh,
voting
sorry,
for?
not Jesse, Jordan. I'm tired.
Tired?
I
This
think
is
it's the
way
last
before your
list.
bedtime.
It is way before my bedtime, but I've had no caffeine and very little sleep because I've been an anxious dog.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm tired as fuck.
I
Jason,
think Jordan gets it.
Jason, who you voting for?
I'm going with Jordan too. Jordan can make several
Whoa.
mistakes in this game.
I give
Austin
it like
does not have that privilege.
yeah, 70-30 odds if Jordan fucks up, which he can do. I've definitely seen Jordan play bad. And if he makes
so
too
have
many
I.
mistakes, yeah, this undead list can absolutely punish him.
Hello, Austin. Just to turn the wheel a little bit.
Alrighty.
It's also been a while since I've
Well,
seen Austin played. So
that is all of the lists.
Did Ray
Adam,
vote?
I
He-
think
he
I
Ray
voted
voted
for Jordan.
early. He voted for
yeah,
Jordan.
Okay.
he said it made him throw up a little in his mouth, but he voted.
Ah, yes. Now I remember.
I
Well,
can't believe the filth you invited me to, Adam. All these Twilight Kin lists and these undead. Gosh, there's no one playing Order of the Green Lady or like a righteous.
I
true.
literally,
Yeah, I just want to point out
literally,
that the Twilight Kid unplayable Twilight Kid list that somehow, despite all the nerfs, are still the most popular list in this event.
I will say, I thought about last night swapping to Green Lady.
Don't believe him.
It's surprising not to see a Green
That's
Lady.
bullshit.
It is surprising not to see the typical Flying Circus Green Lady build.
If I didn't,
At least once.
if I
Yeah,
had,
there's a Kingdom one. There's a couple Rift Forgers.
if I had the
There's always
models, if I had the
Hmm,
models,
okay.
I'd have played Green Lady.
So yeah, other than that, seems like a pretty good spread. I'll get Tom to give me numbers later.
Yeah. So do we want to do quick pick for I don't know, standout, whether who you think's going to win the tournament or a favorite list or something like that. Somebody you're looking out for in the event one way or another.
If
Troy.
Sean Troy doesn't beat Sigler and win the event, I will be extremely disappointed in Sean Troy.
I'll give it go.
Damn.
I'll go Trowbridge.
Wow, you guys are
No,
really thinking
that-
outside the box.
I was gonna say that said there are 2 previous Masters winners, so you know.
Right.
Um,
Adam's an asshole, so we never want to pick his bitch ass.
I wasn't looking for your vote anyway. That's doomed to fail.
You wanted the year I picked you, so
You pick me every year.
no,
I'm
no,
gonna
no.
throw it out there as like not even a. It's definitely not a dark horse because he's too good to call a dark horse. But I would say Lex also has a good shot. Like especially looking at some of the other lists, like those hordes of Sisterhood, I think are going to go far. It's a good tailor, and then he still has the other rules to follow up with the things that the Sisterhood don't fight well against. But like they are just tailor designed to rip through hordes, and there are a lot of hordes of infantry in this field.
I'm disappointed you're picking an 11 drop army to win the event.
If you play it well, clearly the goal is to be the lowest drop list. No one got to 10.
I'm gonna go with Shannon Shoemaker. It's been a while since he's won an event, and I think he's due.
No.
I like Shannon, and I think that he will do well in this event.
No.
I think it.
No. I will say that's pure just talking shit.
I think
Shannon's great player, but I'm just talking shit.
I think Shannon in my mind falls into the dark horse category at this part. But that said, he did apparently do well at Adepticon, so I don't fucking know. I haven't played him in a minute, so
Neither
No,
have I,
he did
but,
not do well at Adepticon. He was like close to countercharger.
Yeah.
oof. Okay. Then
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he was playing my army, so
there's a lot of names I recognize and I haven't seen in a long enough period to know like how they're doing competition wise, which could mean a lot of things because it means that they're either not showing up to Masters, which definitely reduces
that's
like,
Shannon for sure. That's Shannon,
Right.
100%.
Or which is a self call out too. Because Jesus, the last time I actually qualified for Masters, and like, and then rest. There's been a lot of like shifts to some degree. Like again, Devlin has definitely gone up in my mind, and like Nathan Arnold has also gone up in my mind significantly. Like previously, I would have both called them mid or lower mid players, and now they're decidedly like upper mid, if not lower top end players. No offense to them. Like I feel like that call out is fair to both of them. They would agree with it. And then like obviously I know Ray and I know Sigler, though I don't know how much Sigler has been playing recently because I don't know how much
He
his
has.
bartending job has forced him out of it. Did he get fired yet so he can actually play again?
He may or may
No,
not
he's
own a shirt anymore.
Oh,
he's still working the nightclub. He's also going to school full time, or like just graduated with an associate's or something like that. He's doing school stuff too, so he has not played recently.
gotcha. So we'll see if the muscle memory kicks in or if he's just dog shit now.
Literally,
No.
muscle.
He'll
yeah,
learn
I
a
mean,
lot in that first game. Sean will teach him how to play the army again.
his own
and,
list, yeah.
yeah.
I'm sure he'll go on to do really well. There are definitely some baby seals in this crowd, but this is a very tough field for Bugeater.
Yeah, this is definitely a Masters prep field for sure. I think the
No
two
kidding.
call outs that come to my mind are probably the two filthiest lists that I'm thinking of, which is Jordan's that we just saw.
Yeah.
And then I put Ray right up there with the two absolute filthiest lists that are in the field.
Don't worry,
It's
Matt doesn't think it's filthy yet. Like,
I didn't say I didn't think it's filthy. I think this is a good testing ground for it, though. That's for sure.
so I have a feeling that those two will rise to the top, and then it'll be a situation of just yeah, it'll
I
be
think Ray's
good players.
If Ray gets that matchup, I think Ray fucking deletes Jordan. That'll be fun.
Now, I'm not saying necessarily they play each other, although that would be interesting. I would love
Yeah.
that if that were to happen. So I'm looking at both those like I don't want to play either of them. So, but I think it'll be interesting to see because Eric, that Jason mentioned as well, I expect to be up there. Sean, I also expect so.
I was gonna say you have two former masters and then like a crowd of at least like just doing a quick hot check, like easily 16 to 20 people that have at least qualified, and I mean of their own merit, not just mercs, like at least at some point.
Ray, you going to be at Masters this year?
yep. I was.
There we go.
Yep.
The entire Mountain Masters team will be there, so that's 8 players.
Yeah, but 6 of them don't count.
Damn.
Oh.
Hey! Now, Travis would take offense to that. Okay.
I was counting Travis as one of the 2.
That's why it was.
He doesn't play anymore.
He's not playing at this event. So,
all right.
Billy, anybody stick out? Any lists stick out for you?
I would actually like to play Jordan's. I played Alan Beaner's list last year, and it tore apart my Ratkin at Masters. And I am looking for some revenge, and I will get to see whether or not Jordan can pilot it as well as Alan.
Yep. If I had to pick like favorite list,
Sure. All melee elves.
that I mean that has like a special place in my heart as like you do you bro, but also this is dog shit. But
Jesus.
but which and then watch it's gonna go win the event or something. I'm just gonna have to go eat my words. But I like the Trident Realms one. I don't know that it has the tools to make it all the way, but I at least like the concept of it. I like a lot of ensnare, backing up some big, just chonky flying frogs. So
I've always liked Kyle's the ogre chariots. I've always liked them, and him just leaning into the chariots there are.
Yeah, I would have picked that one if I remembered it, but it's been so long since we casted that at this point. Yeah, the ogre chariot list is definitely an obvious pick for me because it's all chariots.
If only we had an Empire Quest list that was all chariots. That'd be great.
It's not the same. We had that character that gave him Sparks getting criticals on a 6 and a heal again, I'd take it. But
Why aren't you taking the skeleton unit, the reanimators of Riyadh or whatever it is that shoot and they're back in the game, Matt? Why aren't
they are
you
back in the
playing
game. They're slow. That's not my style. That's someone else's. That's someone else's unit.
That's a valid point.
Yeah.
Devlin, why the hell aren't you playing them?
That's the real question: is why isn't Devlin playing EOD and why isn't he playing Restless Souls Luria? He asked for fucking year after year after year to get those back in the game, and I went through a painstaking research session to determine whether or not they counted as revenants or skeletons because keywords didn't exist in 2nd edition. So I had to do research.
Aren't revenants skeletons though?
Well, I mean, yes, but keyword-wise, it matters. Keywords are a thing.
But all revenants have the skeleton keyword.
Right, and there's no keywords that, there's no special ability in Empire of Dust that affects revenants. But that's not the point. It just matters whether or not they should have it. It also mattered for their defense. Defense 3, defense 4, defense 5. But yeah, they're too slow for me. I like them as a unit, but I would play them in a slow EOD list if I was going to. And I'd probably take them in a Roz list if I was going to, because they combo very well with Roz.
That's fair.
I
don't mind that.
But
all right. Well,
the only no, there was one other Empire Dust player, right?
Jared, take one.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
I'm playing against Jared. Yeah.
Okay.
He had double bone giant.
He had he had not all the staples, but Monster Mash EOD, which is still good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Cool. All right. Well, I think that's all of our final thoughts. So, again, if you're in town Friday by 6 o'clock, come join us at the school for a speed event, 1,200 point list. It's going to be quick. It's going to be dirty. It's going to be fun. And that's all I had. Anything else from you, Billy?
Nope. Thank you. I'm going to watch him. And we'll excited to see you guys this weekend.
Later.
We'll catch you guys later. Have a good night.
See if I'm fortunate enough to be able to track down.
I clicked stop, but it's not stopping.
So would it be Trident Realms? It would have been Clash.
Are we still recording, Billy?
I don't know.
Okay. Just close out of it. What's the worst that could happen?
That's what I did.
What I want my Titan to be.
We are still recording, so definitely close up. Yes, there we go.
Tell us exactly what it's going to be now, Ray.
Oh, I think it's what is it? Slayer D6 plus Slayer D3 plus
for your giant.
Absolutely, 100%.
I mean, go kill the other ones, right?
Dambuster Sentinel was supposed to have the Dambuster keyword.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Not allowed.
It has Dambuster right in the title.
It is in the word. Yeah, I was gonna say should be on the. The only one I'm not certain is I don't know if it's on the ranged ones specifically. I feel like it is.
I don't know. I don't know if we can allow that.
Unless they're called River Guard something else. They're Tree Leaper Dambuster. They also have the Dambuster keyword. The difference is that they were a new